Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Collegiate Karting League Mario Kart World. We have a treat for you guys tonight. This is the Division 1 Finals between Koopa, Triton, UCSD, and the UMD Terrapins. My name is Sylv, and I'm joined here by Panda.
Thank you, and it is a pleasure to be here commentating and just getting to witness Division 1 pinnacle of Collegiate Mario Kart. You excited?
I'm so excited for this match. I mean, like you said, this is Division 1. This is the pinnacle. This is the top tier of Collegiate Mario Kart. So I'm super excited to see how they play. This is going to be so different than I think a lot of the other divisions. I mean, Division 1, you're the best players in the league. You're going to be doing all of the strats, all the crazy shortcuts. Your item play is going to be top-notch. Everything's just going to be crazy. So I'm super excited to see how this pans out.
Absolutely, and even among all the Division 1 teams, they're all excellent. But I think all my fellow Division 1 players can agree that these two teams, Maryland and UC San Diego, are just a step above. They are simply in a different league than everyone else. They've just been crushing, taking names, destroying seasons throughout playoffs and the regular season, and it's all been leading up to this. So, yeah, let's just jump right in. Let's take a look at the lineups tonight. So for UCSD Koopa Triton Beach, we have top out pair, the man, the myth, the legend. He always rocks that hat. I don't know how he gets away with it, but he does. Excellent player. He just has a wealth of experience, frankly. Really good. As well as Astra and Zach. Those three are going to be the dream team for UCSD. They are incredibly strong players, all averaging above 100 points individually in every war throughout the whole season. And it's really, they can dominate just those three players by themselves. Top out there, Astra and Zach. Lemon, Zara, and Kella Grimoire, they're good support players, don't get me wrong, but we're likely not going to see them in the front too much throughout this war. But again, that top three, man, there is a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely, and on the side of the UMD Terrapins, I mean, we have got a super strong lineup with a lot of depth. You've got Klax and Matt, they're typical leaders, the ones who play probably some of the best, but they've got these four supporting players, Chris, Luffy, Shamchez, and Biperil. They are all such talented players that they're able to have such depth in their lineup that I feel like you don't really get to see that often in Collegiate Mario Kart.
No, that's certainly, that's certainly the case. I mean, when my own team played against Maryland very recently, there was a ton of races where we got top 5. We never got fridged, fortunately, that I can recall. Maybe I've blocked it from my memory. But yeah, I mean, they have a tendency to just kind of clump up in the top spots and not let go. And man, it's frankly terrifying to play them, both of these teams. Amy, who do you think is going to win tonight?
I really don't know. It's going to be a bit of a nail-biter, I think. But I personally tend to lead towards the teams with the depth. I feel like they tend to do a lot better in the long run. So my money's going to be on the UMD Terrapins. What about you, Panda?
I personally think that UCSD is going to be able to control the top spots, and really I think that's what it's all about at this level, is if you're able to have people in the front, you can dictate the course of a race, and you're the only, you stand to gain the most from any event. So I think UCSD is going to have the advantage here, but we got a long match ahead of us. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Absolutely, and I, for one, I'm super excited to see how this goes, and it is looking like we are going to the game POVs now. I imagine we likely have everyone in room, or at least close to everyone in room at this point, so we will be opening this room shortly. It's going to be interesting to see these opening track picks. We do see UCSD in 1, but almost everything behind them is UMD. So I think really the big question is going to be, what's that track pick going to be for both teams?
Yes, I mean, if I know top out bear, and I like to think I do, this is a cheap fall situation. I suspect we will be seeing this happen multiple times tonight. That is his favorite track. It is a track that UCSD has excelled on. Maryland, not so much throughout this season. So I think Cheap Falls is going to be something to watch out for. But frankly, Maryland is dominant on every track in this game. Honestly, like I've had the pleasure of watching them play multiple times before, and there you go, 2-2 calls. They can dominate under any circumstances if they can get the right momentum, the right course of events, the right chemistry to happen during a race. But let's see what happens here as we go to Shy Guy Bazaar for race number 1 of Division 1 Finals.
Shy Guy Bazaar here is definitely, I think, a very good pick for UMD here. Shy Guy Bazaar, famously a pretty strong anti-1, as you're usually able to either stop the first place player from getting on rail entirely, or just pumping them off if they do manage to make it on. You can see our off-rip top hat bear does make rail, but unfortunately tricks off it. A little unfortunate. But as we start this race, I mean, it's Shy Guy Bazaar. Anything can happen. We do see Top Hat Bear going for, I believe, the turn skip here.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting it. Oh. Unfortunately missing.
That's all right. It's a warm-up. It's just a warm-up right now. I do see a couple red players in the top spots. Looks like UCSD is holding on to top 2 right now. And with Top Hat Bear pulling Triple Shroom Star in 7th place, they're in a great position.
And that red shell dodge from Top Hat Bear doing those tricks on that rail also going to be doing him a lot of favors. As we finish this first lap, Top Hat Bear using that shroom to get onto this rail here and take that super tight line, dodging the green. What a play. Oh my goodness.
This is something we see a lot from Top Hat Bear. He drives extremely aggressively, taking the fastest lines with no regard for his own life or the lives of those around him in Mario Kart, that is. And frankly, it's disturbing to watch sometimes. He gets away with it a lot, and you can see it. He's got that star in 3. Can't really argue with those results. I just wonder what the shock odds are looking like in the back. We're seeing a massive pack split here with Zach, Top Hat Bear, and in the top spots. Looks like it's UCSD top 4 right now. What do you think of that, Amy?
That is a very scary situation here for UMD in race 1. Nothing that can't be fixed for them with a good shock play here. But we also need to look at who has the dodges. I mean, there are a limited amount of dodges you can typically have in a race. And with Clax here fighting their way into these top spots, as well as Luffy, this top 4 from UCSD has now been broken down to just a top 2. And I think it's going to come down to the shock here, honestly. And,
I don't think shock is in play. I think if the shock was in play, we would have seen it ripped already. But I may be eating my words right here. We'll see. Looks like, yeah, Top Hat Bear is in a dodge, and I don't think there's going to be a shock. And that's going to be UCSD top 2-6. So, slight gain for them on this first race.
Definitely a great opening race here for UCSD, but UMD, they're putting on the pressure. They got that 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. That's nothing to scoff at, and that is definitely going to stop that bleeding quite a bit here from UCSD.
Yes, I think this is a very even race 1. UCSD was able to control those top spots the whole race. UMD was never in a position to be able to win that race, but they did do an excellent job of preventing that lead from growing into something that could dictate the course of this match. So very good composure from them, and yeah, I'm excited to see how this kind of sets a tone going forward.
Absolutely, and it's looking like someone may have DC'd during the last race. Unfortunately, it looks like it may have been a UCSD player, which may explain why we saw some lower spots from UCSD. However, it is looking like the room is back, ready to go. And I'm curious to see what these track picks are going to be. I mean, with that top 2 for UCSD, I imagine they're going to want some strong runner here.
Yes, we see UMD going for Acorn Heights, and okay, UCSD going for Salty Speedway. That's another track that they really love to pick, and that's where we're going. So this is going to be really nice for that top 2 from UCSD. We're going to see if they're able to not get bumped out and to maintain those top 2 through the first half a lap or so. If they're able to do that, they're going to have the advantage going into the rest of this race.
Yeah, Salty Speedway. If you know how to drive this track, it is very easy to just run away with the lead and not let anyone get close to you. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that shakes out for both these players here. Clax, unfortunately unable to get onto that top left path, which I believe is the fastest path. It's also going to allow him to get some better items here, and he does pull the triple shroom, so they're going to be pretty useful on this track.
It is. Looks like UCSD is still in the top 2, so it's really going to depend on whether they're able to pull items to take the shortcut, and a Ghost in 4 for Claxton, though. That is a nasty pull to have in 4th place on lap 1. Very nice false awareness with that banana there, but we're going to see Claxton taking the shroom cut, going on the rail, and that's going to put him in first place going into lap 2 with a ghost to boot, which is a very strong position. He's going to be immune to any blue shells, but he needs to get a teammate behind him if he wants to be protected from the red shells that Alex is eventually going to pull him.
We do see him dodge that blue, and now he does have this ghost out in second. This is, again, a great spot for Clax to be in. This ghost being one of the few items that can't be stolen by another ghost, but it is also a dodge, which is going to give him such a huge advantage coming to the later laps, end of lap 2, start of lap 3, when, you know, people might start thinking about that shock getting pulled. We do see a lot of UMD in the back. You know, Clax is going to be able to just target shock 1 and 3, really, if he plays his cards right.
Strip here. They are now controlling a top 2 with bottom presence. UCSD does not have shock odds right now. They're going to have to try and break into these top 3 now for UMD. Things are getting a little dire here for UCSD. You have to come up with something, and those triple reds are exactly what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely. As we go over to top half air in 5th with this boomerang, he could do a lot of damage to these UMD players, but unfortunately he just doesn't have the range right now. He's got these triple shrooms out. He could start to make his way back up, but it is going to be a little tough for him. Making that well right here. The horn.
There's the horn from Clax. It's a deadly weapon because you cannot see it. If you are, unlike an A Deluxe, you do not trail behind you, don't hold it in your hand. You can't see that horn if you're not getting hit by it, which makes it a killer weapon is what you have in the top spot. Punisher's top out there here for not being able to deal with that sooner.
Yeah,
and that's a massive race for UMD.
Yeah, that's a great race for UMD, and unfortunately that horn really spelling doom for Top Hat Bear here on Salty Speedway. Off that horn, he just started getting passed around. We saw him getting bumped by Bills. We saw, you know, all kinds of things happening to him, and it's just a little unfortunate. But with that, we do see the lead go back into the favor of the UMD Terrapins in race 2. But again, it's only a 14-point difference. In Mario Kart, that's nothing.
Certainly not insurmountable, but they are going to have the momentum going into this next race. I would say that Mario Kart World offers a fine selection of running tracks for the team that has top spots, which in this case is Maryland. They opt to, so UCSD goes for Toad's Factory, which is notably not a runner, but yes, UMD goes for Bowser's Castle, the most prolific runner in this game, I would say, because it's very difficult to come back on this track. And the shrooms don't really help you that much, to be honest. So if UMD is able to make that first shortcut survive through that first, first couple turns, they're going to be in a great position in this race. UCSD has to be aggressive here if they want to take back the lead.
Yeah, aggressiveness is really going to be the name of the game here for UCSD in this race. We go over to Fox's QB. Fox going for the NISC on a slightly different strat than I typically do, but again, hitting it perfectly. Getting hit out, but it will not matter. He's made the NISC. He has saved quite a bit of time here.
Yes. You see Top out there going for the nice strategy. Oh no!
He gets ready out!
He does slow start at the beginning to guarantee a triple shoot pull, but he gets punished because he's too fast. He gets in the top spots and is read off lighter, and that's really bad for USDC. Because Zara is here too, but Zara's definitely not their best player. They're going to have to really have a legendary performance if they want to remain in this 2 spot and testing this UMD top. Right now they're doing a great job.
UMD also using this ghost now from Flax, but breaking the blue shell. Definitely a smart play with Mac here in the lead on the side of UMD.
Testing the rail. Really gutsy play from them. I like to see it. I really like to see that a lot. Looks like, and yes, they were able to bump out the UMD players using 1, and now UCSD has taken a 1-3 with Zara in 1, and going into the second half of this race.
See Flax here not giving up an inch of his spot here in second, trying to keep some front presence for UMD. We do see Chris as well and Matt in the front for UMD. So UMD holding on to, I believe, everything behind 1 here in this front breakaway. There is quite a bit of a back split.
Oh boy. Foxing and messing up the shortcut a little bit. Doesn't lose too much time for it. But now UMD has taken 1-3-4. It is really close up here in these top spots. Everyone else is kind of trailing behind a little bit. I wonder if there's a shock and play, and there is. Shock and play target shocks in the top spots. None of them are able to take the shortcut. And now we're going to see a bunch of UCSD players coming up. They are unfortunately not able to take the shortcut because of the draft he got. But oh boy, there's a sea of blue players. I wonder how shocked that actually was. What are you thinking? What do you think of that shock?
Honestly, given that first place a UMD player didn't go for the Nisk and instead opted to go around, I'm willing to think that's a UMD shot.
I'm trying to think so too. I think Zara was target shocked off the shortcut, and now that gives UMD a top 3, and we're heading into the final turn of the race. I don't think there's much UCSU can do here to try and minimize the damage, stop the bleeding as much as they can. Top up there using that golden to a great effect. He's been able to get 7 here, but not much more. He squeaks out
He's still
6th
on
place.
the line.
Okay, that is something, and I think I see Zara up there too, but I don't know if that's where they finished or not. Let's see. Oh boy, a top and a bottom 3 from USCSD, a top 2, 4, 5 from UD. That is an excellent race from them. That is they did an excellent job of handling tops. UCSD made a valiant effort to try and break in there, but they just weren't able to do that. Those small interactions, that shock was really nice from UMD. Just a very well played race, and they are now up by an amazing 40 after 3 races. What do you think UCSD needs to do here in order to try and claw back some momentum?
Honestly, I think they just need to take that race and be like, yeah, it was Bowser's Castle doing Bowser's Castle things. Unfortunately, it's hard to recover, especially if you start in a lower spot. And I think they need to take the time and choose maybe a reset track or a track that they know they can win on. Maybe a track that they feel is their strongest. And just pick that into UMD here. I think that's what we're seeing with this Starvey Peak pick.
I really like this pick from UCSD because Starvey Peak, you don't really gain a lot from starting in the top spots. Shock is incredibly powerful on that track, but we end up going to Airship Fortress, another track much like Bowser's Castle where top presence is everything. There's hardly any shortcuts. I believe there's like 1 shortcut on the whole track, and it saves almost no time. You have to be in the top spots if you want to win this race. So UCSD is going to be contesting these rails, trying to bump out UMD early on, and we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely. The name of the game on this track is getting those rail bumps on UMD if you're rooting for UCSD. UCSD looking to hit out as many people as they can off rip and just run away in the front. You see your top hat bear getting bumped off the rail and now getting stuck. Unfortunately, going down into 7th, and now as we go over to Clax's field, you see these triple shrooms here in 5. He's going to get
I think that is
advantage.
Is that a top 5 from UMD? Well, not anymore. We had that was Grim in 2 for UCSD, but now I believe that's a top 3 for UMD. That is exactly what they wanted out of this pick, and that's what they got. Clax is going to be able to take this shortcut here at the end of the lap, and they're going to start to break away in these top spots. UCSD is going to have to think of something in order to stop this breakaway, or we're just going to get another Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, absolutely. UMD just running away with this and holding that front presence. You do see your top hat bear in the back with these triple shrooms in 9. Maybe top hat bear is going to go for shock here. I think that's just the likely play here. He does slow down. Looking like he is trying to pull this shock here in last. Yes, he's going to pull the Bill triple shrooms. Unfortunately,
he takes the extension, and he does. He's in the bullet bill extension, so he's going to try and catch up right now and send another player back there to try and get 2 boxes, cycle for shock. Of course, it's harder to pull shock now because the update that Nintendo rolled mid-season, of course, they don't really, the collegiate carding league does not really affect Nintendo's update timelines, but an update came out mid-season that reduced shock odds overall, made it harder to pull shock on command when you really need it. But it did not make it harder to pull blue on command when you really need it. Top hat having a clutch pull there. That's going to get Claxton off the glider. That is a devastating blue shell for UMD.
With that, I think UMD is still going to be able to hold on to this top 2, though, with this top 2 breakaway being so strong. But now, Clax only having this bomb to defend himself in first. He's going to place it tight. I think he's going to hit someone out.
Yes, it does. And that's a whole sea of blue. I believe there's a Maryland top 4 after that. After Zara was hit out, I believe. And that is another really, really nice race for Maryland.
Maryland just playing this perfectly, it seems like, with a top 5
oh boy
against UCSD. That is definitely not what UCSD wants to see. UMD now bringing that lead up to 70 points. That is an insane score lead to have in only 4 races.
Yes, however, it is worth noting only 4 races have passed. There's plenty of time for UCSD to bring this back and contest match 1. This is definitely a pretty large deficit to have early on, but Frankly, we've seen crazier things happen in the codes you've already made. Really? Frankly, they have gotten unlucky with the track picks so far. Bowser's Castle and Airship Fortress are terrible tracks to get the spots that they got them in. We'll see. I did predict that they would be able to hold on top spots a little stronger, but it's hard to do that when you don't start in the top spots on these sorts of tracks, these sorts of hard running tracks. So I think that things might be a little more even now that we're going to Mario Bros. Circuit or Starview Peak. What do you think is going to happen on Mario Bros. Circuit? Oh, on Starview Peak, forgive me. What do you think is going to happen here?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I mean, we have seen some phenomenal driving from UMD, and we know that they're able to hold this front presence. But this is, again, one of those tracks, like you said, where that doesn't really matter as much as it did on Airship Fortress or Bowser's Castle. So I think this is really going to show, I think, really where the skill lies, because everyone can drive pretty well in these lobbies. I mean, this is Division 1. Everyone's going to be incredibly talented. This is going to really come down to the item play, I feel like.
And really, yeah, we see UCSD taking a top 2 early, UMD not taking the tight lines, kind of surrendering that top 2 to UCSD for now, because they know that pulling shrooms is more powerful than having top spots. And looks like, looking at the mini-map, this is like almost a top 6 for UCSD right now, but the pack is so tight, that's not going to matter after this shortcut right here. Because we'll see, yeah, multiple UMD players trimming up, jumping into the front spots, and we're going to start to break away here a little bit. But again, there's not much you can do without a shroom on this track, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen in these bottom spots here.
Yeah, UCSD though already bringing that top 3 back for in their favor here as they're in that top 3, and the thing is that UMD, they are going to maybe start to pull some of those big power items that are super powerful, especially on a track like Starview Peak. Like you see here, we see Flax holding onto this golden shroom and a Mega in 8.
That is an excellent pull.
To have.
Yes, because in this water section and on this glider, the golden mushroom is extremely powerful. It makes it go so much faster. You can jump on so many spots, but look at the mini-map. That's a UCSD top 3. Top 2 are gone. See you later. I mean, I have a hard time believing that you can catch those 2 without a shot.
I'm with you there, Panda. I mean, this is going to be something where UMD is going to desperately need a shock in order to bring this back and get back into that top 2. But we are seeing, I believe, a UCSD bottom 2 as well, which means that the shock odds are going to be mostly in UCSD's favor, or UMD's favor, I mean.
Unless they already have it in their back pocket. We'll see here. The shock is in play right now. This is where it's coming. See if Fox can make these Mega Mushroom. That was hold it for now. But I expect to use it into the shortcut. Not maybe when we see the shock being ripped. Not yet.
That shock just yet. This may be a shockless race, like we did mention.
Possible. But even without the shock, UMD has taken 2-3. Zara's still in 1. I'm not sure what happened to top that there. Maybe there was a food shell. Yeah, he's in 4. But yeah, UMD was able to catch back up and get 2-3.
Yeah, a great finish here for UMD. I mean, UCSD getting that 1-4-5, definitely a great finish for them, but that 2-3-6 here from UMD is definitely going to stop the bleeding and really, I think, hold on to their lead.
A bottom 2 from UMD, though. That's definitely positive for UCSD. Exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, +8. Not a massive positive, but that's exactly what you're looking for after 2 really bad races. Reset, get some good spots going into the next race, and remind yourselves that you deserve to be in D1 finals. You are an elite team. That's how fair I do.
Absolutely. And again, Mario Kart is a game that relies so heavily on momentum that just the smallest gain can mean everything in a war. This could be the start of a massive winning streak here for UCSD and the Koopa Triton Beach.
Never know. It is Mario Kart. You never know. As we go to DK Pass, this is certainly a track where you never know, because shock can be incredibly powerful, but I would label this as a runner. It's best to be in the front, although there are ways to catch back up if you get hit out early. So we'll see what's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be such a big pack split like we've seen before. I think it's going to be a little closer among the top spots, the top 2 spots, really close throughout this whole race.
Absolutely, and this track, again, really comes down to two big shortcuts. The shroomless cut here and the shroom cut at the end.
It's a bad draft to get from Claxton. It's going to send him way wide, although honestly it wasn't that bad. Excellent recovery from him. That was cleaner than, you know, my bathroom after I know my mom's going to visit. Anyways, we see, yeah, again, UMD is able to take control of these top spots, but not without contest from UCSD. I think Alex may have something to say about that. And a lot of players have shrooms though, ready to take at the very end of the lap. Come out on top. Looks like UMD with a top two, but top up here is drafting back up. This is staying super close. I do see a bottom two from UMD. I wonder what they're plotting back there.
Top Hat Bear refusing to let UMD run away with a lead in this DK Pass race. Clax,
it's a rough shortcut though. Gets a rough shortcut and is bumped off the track, and that's going to get rid of the shrooms. That's a really bad bump from Top Hat Bear. He's going to have to try and pull. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about. A star triple shrooms in 7. Not bad. He's going to be able to use this to catch right back up. But there is a blue snowman in first place. That looks to be... I'm not quite sure which player that is, but... And yet, here comes UCSD, commanding everything behind one.
UCSD fighting their way to the front here on this final lap, the most important lap. And as we see here, Top Hat Bear hitting his random shortcut perfectly with the timing. He is not going to be interrupted by any falling snowballs or any other players. He's going to be able to use this shroom to gain a little bit of time and get back up into the top spots here. To go into the final moments of this race, he still has this golden shroom. It's going to allow him to just run through the ending cut. But Clax and UMD are not going to let him run away with this easily.
Here we go.
And
the golden ghost steals the golden mushroom. Shem takes the cut, fires back on the line, and secures. Look at that! He secures second place for Maryland. UCSD to get one, I believe. But that is some really nice. Oh my God! I stand corrected. Top 2, 4, 5 from UMD. I'm sorry, I thought UCSD had a player in one. That is an amazing race from UMD. Excellent play there at the end to be aggressive with the items, hit out UCSD, and that's why they're so deadly. I mean, they are able to come back really quickly at the end there. You can turn what seems to be a mixed bag, a tight pack, into a sea of UMD players in the top spots as across the line.
One of the beautiful things about Mario Kart is that a race is never really over until it's over, and I think that was a perfect example of why. We just saw, you know, Top Hat Bear positioned beautifully to get a really nice ending and for UCSD to really overall have a great race. And then at that last second, Top Hat Bear's golden shroom got stolen. And then all of a sudden we saw all of this UMD in the front and they took home top 2, 4, 5. It
but again,
really just goes to show how anything can happen in this type of lobby.
Certainly, but I think it also shows the value or perhaps the damage a single mistake can cost you. We saw on lap 2, Alex got kind of a rough shortcut, lost a little bit of time. That allowed a UMD player to bump him off from 1, and then it sent him all the way to the back. And then from that point, UMD had a player in 1. They were able to command that race and come away with the win. We'll see if this same thing comes out here, but if you're in the front on this game, you have to be perfect with your driving, if you want to keep those top spots. Oh boy, I think Random Green taking out Claxton. He's pretty sent to the back here. But then again, he did mess up the shortcut a little bit. If he had made a cleaner disc, that wouldn't have happened. That just goes to show you, driving is everything in this game.
Absolutely. We do see here Top Hat Bear going for this shortcut shroomless. Having these triple reds out, though, he is going to be able to wreak some havoc against the UMD players. And we do see, I think, overall, a pretty strong front presence here from UCSD. Something we have seen time and time again, but the question is going to be whether they are able to hold on to it. Top Hat Bear driving right into those bananas on the rail, but now he's got 2 shrooms.
Matt and Chris are and Claxton now will keep things very tight. There's a lot of mixed players up here. I want to see Top Hat Bear get aggressive with this boomerang and try and burn these shrooms and then kill out some of these UMD players. That's what I think he really needs right now. Otherwise, they're just going to walk all over him like they're doing now. So you see him using their boomerang. Unfortunately, he team kills Grim. That's just a fact of life in this game. We'll see if he's able to get an item to take out Chris now. Pulls the bomb, but kind of messes up the rail cut and is not able to catch him.
A little bit of a rough shortcut, leaving him surrounded by his teammates, meaning that bomb is not a great item. It is going to be a liability. And now he's got triple reds with this boomerang in front of him. It looks like he may be trying to get rid of this boomerang. But with a UMD player right in front of him, I'm sure he's got his sights set on Chris, looking to get that kill. He is letting the red shells fly. He is going to hit out Chris right before this cut, and that is going to gain him a little bit of time. He's getting the double hit on him. It's enough to do him that dirty.
I think Top Up Air may be a little shaken after that last race, but he's showing he's a great player. He's able to bounce back, pull some good items, make the best of a bad situation. Charging Shot going to make this cut very difficult, and he messes it up, but he recovers very nicely. See if he can hit out another UMD player with that red shell. Looks like it skips Matt.
As we go into the final turns of this Warrior Shipyard race, we are seeing that UMD in 1, but a lot of support not there. I mean, it's UCSD in 2-3. There's really not that much support for this first place racer from UMD. As we go into the final moments of this race, it is looking like a 2-3 from UCSD.
Yes. It's going to be a very even race there, which is good for Maryland at this point. They can help run down the clock on their lead. A 1-4-6-7, that's very nice. It's going to be very even, not a big gain or a loss, if any. But yeah, I think, I mean, the UMD player in 1 there, they were able to simply outrun Zara. Shows the value of time traveling every track. Zara was not able to close that gap and used items to hit out that player in 1 despite being there in 2 for so long. That UMD player was just able to stay strong and just keep going. Normally in this game, what we see is if you have enemy players in 2 and 3, there's not a lot you can do for very long, because if they are able to catch up to you, because they're able to pull items, that you can't really defend yourself if you're just one player. But if you're able to break away from them, either with a coin advantage or just a skill advantage from having time trial the track, that can really change the game for your team. Because if you're in 1, you dictate the, that is a massive advantage for your team. Like, that's the impetus is on the opposing team to hit you out. So we see, okay, an interesting pick here. UCSD picks Cheap Falls when they're not in 1. I believe that was a UCSD pick. We'll see what Top Hat here Bear does. He's able to trick. He's going to go tight. He's going to contest this shortcut. Oh, messed up his drip though.
Top Hat Bear unable to get a box here on the first set. Ultimately, not the biggest deal, especially on a track with Cheap Falls. But we'll have to see how this pans out. Clax in first.
He's going to go for the Tarzan shortcut, the fabled Tarzan shortcut, swinging through the trees. Let's see if he hits it. Good setup. Nice. And he drills it. Excellent play from Claxidon. I know I could never do that in a million years. So, truly job well done. Let's see if he follows it up with a good ending Nisk. And again, perfect execution. Claxidon's going to have, and now Chris, who's up there too. Those 2 Maryland players are going to have a massive advantage in this Cheap Falls race. There's really not much UCSD can do to catch up to them. They don't have like a golden mushroom, something drastic. So they just have to keep driving fast. Although I will say, Top Up there should never be counted out on this track. He is truly a demon.
We do see here Clax going for Tarzan again, hitting it perfectly like it's nothing. Holding on to this first place, and he's starting to get a little bit of a break. We do see a top 2 split here as we go into the end of this second lap. And again, Clax having this red shell in pocket is going to allow him to defend against nearly anything that UCSD can throw at him.
And a top 2-4 from Maryland. Top Up there has that Ice Flare, but I'm not against 3 players. There's not really much you can do. He's going to try and hit out Claxton from 1. Looks like he gets a good bounce, and he takes 1. If he can hit Tarzan here, he's going to be in 1. And I think he's going to be able to hold it for the rest of the race. Let's see if he can do it. Very high landing, but he nails it. This guy has nerves of steel. Last couple of races, but he really pulls through for his team right here. Let's see if he can hold on to 1. Oh no!
The Lacket 2!
Gets a rough cut, hits the blocks, goes out of bounds, and that's going to send him all the way to the back. Oh no.
This shot not doing him any favors. Top Hat Bear unfortunately finishing in 10th, but it is looking like we're going to see at least a last place from UMD, and I don't think they had a lot of top spots either. I think maybe a 1-5.
And that's... I mean, that's got to sting from UCSD, because if Top Hat Bear is able to hit that cut, that's going to be a much more dominant race there for UCSD to help chip away at this lead. Instead, you're down 78 going into the final Grand Prix. That's not what you want to see. That's got to sting. But again, he's a very resilient player. I think he'll be able to bounce back. I think Claxton from Maryland also failed that cut behind him, so it's not too bad for UCSD. Both the top two players failing that ending cut. Just goes to show you that, hey, Mario Kart is a very hard game to play. These cuts are hard. The fact that we've seen them being done so consistently should not be taken for granted. See kind of a mix of tracks here, but Toad's Factory coming out from UCSD, they're going to have the advantage here. Let's see what they can do.
We go into Toad's Factory, and like you said, this final Grand Prix of the first war. I'm starting to get a little nervous here for UCSD, honestly. This is going to be a really tough challenge for them to bring their way back into this war. And I think this race is going to be the most important race we've seen so far.
I agree. UCSD needs something big here if they can hope to secure a win on this first race, or in this first match rather. Tight. Excuse me. The pack is extremely tight here onto his factory. Something that this track is known for in both Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart World. There's really not many split paths. Everyone's just kind of in the same hallways, taking the same tight turns. Very chaotic. But looks like we see a lot of UCSD players. I think this is a top 4, if I'm not mistaken, UCSD.
I believe so, but that is going to open UMD up to getting a lot of power items, and especially on Toad's Factory.
And look at that.
It could be huge.
Look at that mini map. The pack is so tight. UCSD is going to have to be using that back cam, throwing back the items, trying to hit out these UMD players. But they're able to hold on to their top spots very nicely. Clearly having practiced this track, clearly having been in this situation before against many teams, and they know exactly what they need. Claxton opting to hold this Mega Mushroom. Usually using it in this tight corridor right here is a good way to hit out a lot of players, but I think they're playing the shot game right now, Maryland.
Absolutely. I think Maryland is playing around the idea of maybe possibly already having shock, or maybe pulling it on this final lap. There is maybe 2 good shock spots on this track, and I think the first one, they're both so late in this race. We do see Clax having to spam this Mega to unfortunately avoid getting hit out by Zara, and with that now he does not have a dodge in 8th. We don't know where who has dodges, where the dodges are, but it is looking like it's maybe shockless the way these dodges are being used.
I know, right? If Maryland has it, they need to use it quick. Otherwise, UCSC, these top 3, they're just going to get farther and farther away. And you're not going to be able to come back. This gold motion is going to help Claxton. But I don't think they have a shock. And this is going to be a really nice race for UCSD if they're able to get those points in the back there. Looks like, however, they get 9 through 11. That's really not what they need right now. Top 3 is really nice, but 9 through 11, that's going to be a very small gain. I believe of only, I want to say 10 or so. And, you know, you have 78 points to make up in 4 races. That's not quite enough. But it does, it is going to give them a little bit of momentum. Top 3 is really nice starting spots on a lot of tracks. Unfortunately, many of those tracks have been picked already. But we'll have to see what they can do. There's only 3 more races. UCSD needs something really nice. A very strong, like a top 5 finish. That like we saw from Maryland earlier, they're going to need something along those lines if they want to be able to compete for this match 1.
Absolutely, but that 10-point gain that UCSD got in that last Toad's Factory race should not be discounted. I mean, it is now down to a 68-point deficit with 3 races left. There is plenty of time to make that back, but they need to have a huge race, and they need to have it soon.
Yes, Boost Cinema, though, is the perfect track to have a huge race on. Again, no shortcuts on this track, and there's very little split paths, making it very easy if you have top spots to hold on to them, because you can pull items, throw them back, and hit out the other players and just break away. That is what UCSD needs to do if they want to win this score right now.
Absolutely, and it's Clax getting bumped around off rip, getting hit out, unable to get an item. They are now stuck in a bottom spot, and it's going to be quite tough for them to recover, but this pack is still so tight that they're going to be able to get all these drafts and pull some items from this box, and maybe pull a power item with the slower spot that's going to do wonders. And they missed the second.
That is a tough double to miss. You cannot be making those mistakes in Division 1 finals. But we'll see if they're able to bounce back. Of course, there are plenty of item sets in Mario Kart. But yeah, missing that box really does sting. UCSD Top Hat Bear being hit out a little bit. Looked like a Maryland player snuck their way into one here.
Just looking like they did indeed. UCSD, though, not letting them run away with that first place. That pack is still so tight. Top Hat Bear trying to pull the shock here, I believe. Getting a golden instead. But again, that pack being so tight up front is going to make this a huge challenge for both teams to really gain a lead.
Yeah, and that's really an advantage for Maryland. They're just looking to have an even bag, muddy the waters, and make sure UCSD cannot get a commanding win from this race. And that player in one is succeeding at that job. By themselves, they can prevent UCSD from getting the race that they want. However, as I say that, they just get hit out, showing that because you're not able to break away very effectively on Blue Cinema, it's on a very complicated track to drive. It's easy for those players behind you to catch up, pull items, hit you out, especially being able to pull triple reds in third place in this game. Incredibly easy for that to happen if the enemy team has spots behind you. But again, things are very chaotic going into this final lap.
Yeah, this is the do or die moment for UCSD. We do see them holding on to one, but Flax here in second with this shroom and the hammers. Maybe going to be looking to hit out these UCSD players on the glider.
Maybe. He's going to have to slow down a ton in order to get a good angle. I think that's
But he hits Zach.
Oh,
he hits both of them.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to get first here, I think.
Indeed, he misses the trick, doesn't even need it. Oh my goodness. Claxton, I apologize. You are truly the maestro with the hammers. I did not expect the slowdown and then using those hammers to perfection on that straightaway. However, bottom three from UMD. That is a really nice gain from UCSD, but is it going to be enough? That heroics from Claxton really saved them on that one. The lead for Maryland has narrowed to 56, but again, with 2 races left, that is a very comfortable margin to be sitting on, even though it is down from a couple races ago. I wonder if you're UCSD, what track are you picking here?
Yeah, that is going to be the $1,000,000 question. I mean, here, UCSD, they're looking for that anti-1 pick, having 2 through 4.
Probably,
but
I say burnout. I would go Dry Bones Burnout or something along those lines. Something where you can get a big race, where you can't pick Blue Cinema again. We'll see. UMD opting to go for Sky High Sunday. I love that pick from them. It's a really nice track for 1 and the bottom spots. And then, okay, well, UCSD goes for Mario Bros. Circuit. I also like this track, but we're going to Sky High Sunday. UCSD is going to have a Herculean effort if they want to bring this back. We'll see what Alex Astrozak can do in those top spots. Excited to see what they can cook up.
Absolutely. Now, so you go into this race. This has really become do or die for UCSD. They need to have a gain here of at least 18 points to be able to win this first war. Clax is not going to let that be an easy feat. This Coin and Feather in first. They're going to be able to just keep running. They're going to take this line as tight as they can. Alex shrooming up ahead of them. UCSD now in 1. The pack being so tight.
Very smart play from Alex there, using the shrooms to get into first place as soon as possible. However, Claxton pulling triple green's exactly what he needed there, and that's what happens when you're trying to hold shrooms in the top spot. Being able to break away can be very dangerous because you have nothing to defend yourself. Claxton able to really establish number 1 for Maryland, which is exactly what they need in order to secure the win.
Alex holding onto this coin, unfortunately unable to chain this item set properly. Is almost surely going to get a coin again. Getting hit with these hammers is going to put Alex in a, or not Alex, Clax in a low spot.
Irony is sweet.
Yup. And it looks like we're going to be seeing UCSD starting to break out into the top. And if they're able to run away, this track could very easily be theirs. But there is such a strong shot spot.
There it goes. I think it took out a Maryland player, if I'm not mistaken. But oh boy, Matt building into 1. That is a crazy work from Matt there. And look at that lead he got. And the green does not connect from top up air. So UCSD is going to need something really big here on this 3rd lap if they want to even have a chance of winning this match. Because UMD right now just took top 3. So yeah, it's looking rough.
UCSD needs to pull out a crazy play in order to claw their way back into this race and into this war. Top Hat Bear unfortunately stuck holding onto this bomb. Throwing it up here, maybe trying to hit someone out with that bomb. Going a little too far from the spot where you normally go to take that cut. And now with this Hornet on 5, they're going to have to hold onto their spot for dear life with these bills behind them. And it's looking like they're going to get 5th, but I believe that top 2 from UMD is going to make this impossible
and
for
I think
UCSD
that's
to win.
I think it's, yes, absolutely. With the bottom 4 from UCSD, that's going to seal the deal for match 1. Maryland takes match 1. We have one more race left to play, but the match has been decided. This is just going to serve as a mental reset for both teams. For UCSD, you just need to remind yourself that you belong here. You didn't lose a single war in the regular season. You can win. You have won against this team in the past. They need to remind themselves of that, and have a mental reset can be very powerful. Just having a strong race of 12, even if the match has been decided, man, it can do wonders for your a team's mental.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think at this point, both these teams are just going to kind of be picking whatever they're feeling. Like you said, something to reset the vibes, especially on the side of UCSD, as this was a tough loss for them in match 1. Granted, 84 points, it really came down to just UMD having a few huge races. But UCSD, they were never really truly out of this until the end. They were starting to bring it back all the way up until that 11th race.
But I think being down 70 points after 3 races, that's just such a big hole to climb back from. They got pretty close, but yes, they would have been truly insane if they were able to do it. They're practicing Mario Bros. Circuit. I did see that Top Hat Bear was time trialing this track before the war started. We'll see if UCSD is able to eke out a win. If so, they're likely to pivot to this track in the later wars, or not later wars, in future, like in games 2 and 3. But looks like a little bit of sloppy driving. That's okay. This is just for practice, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the spot where I think maybe UCSD starting to reflect on maybe what went poorly for them this past war. Try to really reconfigure themselves and bring themselves back for this game 2. Bring themselves back into the playing field. Bring them back mentally. And just have a solid game 2. That's really what they just need to have here.
Yes, and UCSD has been a staple of the collegiate karting community for a very long time, since before I personally was part of this community. They've been here, Top Hat Bear's been here, Astra's been here, and really, from what I know playing with this team, the mental of the call, if Top Hat Bear tilts, everyone tilts. That has been my experience, and it looks like that may be what's happening. Top Hat Bear's driving has been a little bit sloppy, although, I mean, dodging in 2, that is really impressive, but he's really going to have to show that he is a leader on this team, and yeah, bring the mental back, bring the energy up, and get ready to dominate in matches 2 and 3.
Absolutely. It's definitely, I think, going to come down to the mental of these players. And it's also worth mentioning 3 hours of Mario Kart, or even just 2 hours for 2 matches, can be a bit exhausting. So we may also see UMD start to tire themselves out after a phenomenal first war.
Yes, it is hard to keep up such amazing play for so long, because you tend to, especially when it happens so early on, you tend to be in the mode of, let's protect our lead instead of let's go and get them. That's kind of what we saw kind of late, where it was going into the final GP, it was UMD's war to lose because they had that advantage. You know, it's down to UCSD to win, but UMD is not trying to lengthen that lead, and because of that mindset, they're taking losses. So they are going to have to reset as well, get back into the mode of score 0-0. We have to go out there, we have to show them that we can repeat that success that they had early on in game 1. But that's going to do it for match 1. A very nice 62-point win for the UMD Terrapins. But don't go anywhere, because we have potentially 2 more matches to play of D1 finals of Mario Kart World. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to CKL Division 1 Mario Kart World Finals between the UMD Terrapins and UCSD Koopa Triton Beach. Quick recap of Game 1. UMD was able to establish an early lead and hold on against UCSD, taking the win from Game 1, but this is a best of 3, and it's going to be a very close war, I think. UCSD showed that they're a very resilient team, and Amy, what do you think they're gonna have to do to bring it back for the second game?
Honestly, it is really hard, I think, to determine really what's needed on the side of UCSD to really bring this back. Not because UCSD can't. I think they're incredibly skilled. I think really a lot of what it came down to was a lot of really lucky track picks. I think that was something we didn't really touch on before. UMD got track pick after track pick, and they were perfectly positioned for every track that got played. There were very few times where I feel like UMD really got the short end of the stick on a track pick. And I think part of that is what really helped them hold on to their lead. I mean, we saw them go, get a top 3, immediately get Bowser's Castle, and then get Airship Fortress right after, and that allowed them to just run away with the lead time and time again. And so I'm really curious to see how maybe track picks will influence how this next war goes.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's not wonder about it too much. Let's just hop right in to the match 2 gameplay. UMD this time is going to be in red, UCSD in blue. So just keep a lookout for that. And let's see what they can do. I think that UCSD is going to be definitely pivoting to their comfort tracks that they did well on in that previous war. We're going to see a lot of those being picked. The ones that they were able to get gains on. UMD, I think they're just going to play their game, try and replicate their success to the T. But I'm not sure exactly the order of players in this room. But let's see what these two teams pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this first track pick can honestly be so important, not just because you want a track that's good for you, but it can really set the mood and the momentum for the entire war. And especially in a best of 3 like this, there's already a little bit of that mood set. I mean, UMD won by 62. That is going to be such a tough thing for them to recover from.
Getting deja vu. Race 1, UCSD picking Cheap Cheap Falls, UMD picking Shy Guy Bazaar. This time, we get Cheap Cheap Falls, which was a very nice win for UCSD in the last war, even with Top Out Bear filling that final shortcut in tragic fashion. We'll see if he's able to regain his composure and get a nice win here from UCSD.
Absolutely. And we start this race off. Top Hat Bear taking these lines perfectly.
Starting in 1 is an advantage in Cheap Cheap Falls because you have access to those coins, but usually someone else is there to contest you on that shortcut. There's no one around for Top Hat Bear. He's able to get these coins and just go for Tarzan. Oh no, but he gets pulled out of it. Oh, that's terrible. Well, this Constellation Red Shell on Chris. And Clark's going to go for the waterfall shortcut. I didn't know people still did that, but there you go. Pack is extremely tight. Amy, what are we looking for as we're going to map 2 here?
I mean, honestly, I think we're seeing a lot of what UCSD has been known for this entire season. We're seeing a lot of that top presence here. Or not UCSD, my apologies. That's UMD in the front here. And it looks like they're going to try to just hold on to that front presence here. Clax, as we saw last war on this track, he is a monster on this track. He was hitting Tarzan like it's nothing, just like Top Hat Bear can. And I think it's really going to come down to the battle of these two. We see them both going for Tarzan here. Top Hat Bear, not that far behind Clax, but Top Hat Bear also has all of the shrooms. And the horn comes out. UCSD's now in a top 2.
And this gold mushroom is extremely good. This gold mushroom is crazy good for Top Hat Bear. Using it midway through the shortcut, and it kind of the one that Tarzan skips on lap 3. It takes you through every shortcut on the lap and makes you go so much faster in the water. No one's gonna be able to see Top Hat Bear again unless there's a blue shell. And look at that, UCSD bottom 3 right now. That is not what you want to see. They're gonna have to try and come back here on Cheap Cheap Falls at the very end. Or UMD's gonna have to hit some Tarzans in order to hold them off. And a shot comes out. Oh my goodness. Top Hat Bear called that when he was free from Tarzan, and here comes UC San Diego. I see multiple bills, multiple stars. Let's see what happens on this final turn.
Flax going from, I believe, 5th all the way down to 12th, just off that chalk. But he does pull the bill here. but I think it is too little, too late for Clax. But I think we see a lot of red behind Top Hat Bear in this one spot. This could be a very interesting finish.
Yes. Okay, well, top 2, 4, 6 from UCSD, but bottom 2, that is definitely going to hamper their lead. And, of course, Cheap Cheap Falls, that's their ace in the hole. A plus 10 on that race is no doubt good, especially considering how the beginning of the last game went. But, honestly, I might be a little disappointed if I'm UCSD. I would have been looking for a little bit of a bigger lead on that track with that shock pull, with the masterful use of it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a close war. What can I say?
Absolutely, and especially seeing the races we saw last match, I think as long as we don't have like the 2-3 big blowout races that UMD was able to get, this is going to be an incredibly close war. And we do see here UMD opting to go for Whistle Stop Summit here. This is definitely a track pick that I agree with for them. When we see Salty Salty Speedway to the side of UCSD, both great track picks for each team.
And we're going to Whistle Stop Summit. This is a track that was not picked in Game 1. I would say it's the most technical track in the game. What are your thoughts on that, Amy?
I definitely agree with you there. This is one of, if not the most technical tracks in the game. There are so many tricky cuts and optimizations to save even the smallest amount of time here. And this track really comes down to whose time trialed it the most. And Zero Clax here with these triple nanas in the mid pack is going to do some damage to all sorts of players, not even the opponents, just everyone. But he's now into, he has been fighting for the spot. He now has the shells to defend himself. Hits the rail.
He catches the rail. Lose a lot of time. I'm seeing UCSD holding on to one. Zach has that nab it in one. Let's see if he's able to hit this cut. Gonna make that. No, not quite. He fails it. But I think that's top up there in 2. He hits it, and that's the top 2 for UCSD going to lap 2, very nice position. But then again, pack is very tight. It's a very common theme throughout this match. The pack has not been splitting up very much. Makes it hard to rely on shock, but also hard to establish a breakaway in the top rows.
Absolutely, and especially on a track like this in Division 1 where every player is so skilled individually, it becomes even more difficult really to gain a lead on a track like this. And Clax here hitting that gap jump a little bit rough, clipping that rock, but he is able to maintain his spot in 6th. Going for this no item shortcut, unfortunately missing.
Top up there was hit out in 1. So look at that, and he's hit out again. So UMD has taken 1, but there's the blue shell. Looks like UCSD was holding it, and now that's going to punish Chris for being very aggressive. He's going to hit out by the blue. He's not able to get off the track in time.
Unfortunately, getting hit out by that blue shell and now staying a little bit out of the line is going to be a tough recovery.
Top there pulls a ghost.
That is huge.
Oh no!
He gets squished by the Mega from UMD.
An amazing Mega. I don't know who that was. I want to say Bipedal, but on the Baby Daisy. But that was an amazing Mega hitting Top Hat Bear off the track. That's crucial to, I think it was Claxton. I'm sorry. That's an amazing play from Claxton. Excellent knowledge, knowing that it's not just about how you do, it's about screwing over the other team's players. And that's a massive play. That's going to get Maryland a really nice race here as they get 3-3. Okay, top 3 from UCSD, but Maryland's able to stop the damage from UCSD having won that whole race. That was a really nice play from Claxton. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal play from Clax. Top Hat Bear definitely being one of the strongest players on UCSD's team. Being able to take him out with that Mega is going to put UMD in a great spot. But again, that score lead is still in favor of UCSD with them getting a +6 on that track.
Yes, indeed. But we've only played 2 races. We got 10 more to go. Anything can happen. We saw a top 5 in the last game. That's pretty rare. I don't know if we'll see one again. I think UCSD has been very composed. They're not willing to let that happen again. But we'll have to see. I believe it did happen on Shy Guy. No, wait. Do you remember which track that happened on, Amy? I'm sorry.
The top 5?
Yes. It wasn't on Strike Guy Bazaar. They just got a top.
No, it wasn't.
Maryland got top 3 on
this
this track. Bowser's Castle, I believe.
Yes, it was Bowser's Castle.
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, yeah, UCSD is going to have their work cut out for them. They want to flip the script. Top up there this time is able to stay on the rail. That's got to feel good. And he is, of course, a very aggressive driver, going for all the best lines. He's going to hit this turn skip right here. I have full confidence in him. Okay. Sorry, this is the commentator's first. My personal apology goes out to Top up there on that one, as Claxton takes one. Here, I'll hit him right back at you. Claxton's going to fail to attach to the rail. Okay. Grab that. Well, anyways.
Unfortunately, very reminiscent of
nice
what we saw race 1. Or not race 1, last match.
After streaming into 1, that's really nice for UCSD. If Astra can survive in 1, and oh no, I think they fell off the rail.
I think so too. Fox now in 1. Gonna take the turn skip, hit it perfectly.
I'm so sorry, UCSD. I'm really not doing this on purpose. And Claxton dodging green shells like Neo from the Matrix, but you can't dodge a red shell, unfortunately. Astra's still up there. Going into lap 3, pack is still very tight. The Claxton establishing front presence, but he does not attach the rail. Astra takes it right back. This is neck and neck right here in the top spots. It's really going to come down to what happens after the last item set, in my opinion, or if a shock is pulled.
Absolutely, and this pack is still so tight that really anything can happen. Like we see Top Hat there opting not to go for the turn skip, but he's got this Kamek in 5th. This could do a lot of damage. As he gets hit out by the boomerang, he's going to punish them with this Kamek. Depending on what this Kamek gives them, this could be very chaotic for the ending. We do see the
looking for chain chomps, bombs, or even boom boom on this final turn. I wonder what we'll get. Nope, just the pokies. It's not going to do a whole lot. Let's see what spots we get. Looks like very mixed in the top. I don't think it's going to be a big gain either way. But I did see UCSD players sneak into first there. I think that's Astra. Yes. Astra holding on to 1. UMD claiming everything behind that. That's going to be a very even race. Really nice work from Astra there. Maintaining that top presence. Because if Astra's not there, UMD has like a top 4 going into that last lap. That is really nice driving from them. Being resilient even after messing up at the beginning of on the ropes of lap 2, I believe it was. And yeah, just really well played from both sides there. And we're only seeing UMD gain by 2, which is not really going to do much.
Yeah, we have seen a complete 180 from what we saw in the first match here. I mean, at this point in game 1, I believe UMD had about a 50 point lead, I want to say, going into race 4.
I think it was more like 70 points. It was something crazy because we saw this was right after Bowser's Castle, which was very strong for them. We're going back to DK Pass. I think this is going to be a very mixed bag. Again, I predict a very tight pack like we've been seeing. We're going to have to see some resilience in the top spots, some clean driving, taking tight lines. You're going to have to be able to do that if you want to break away on this track. So Top out there looking for redemption. Let's see what it can do.
Absolutely, and as we go into the start, Top Hat Bear opting not to get a starting boost and stay in a lower spot, maybe opting to look for some shrooms here, or just to be not as heavily tested
not what
on the
you want,
first miss. Definitely not, but he's going to take this first shortcut pretty cleanly, not get any drafts, not get bumped. Now as he goes into the second shortcut, again, getting it pretty cleanly.
He's going to burn the star, get into 1. I really like that play. It's a heads-up play from Top Out Bear. That star is really not going to help you that much. You really just need to be in first place. It's so powerful, and especially having that shroom, that's a really nice pull. And that's going to allow him to break away after taking this cut. But that's Matt right behind him with triple shrooms. I take back what I said. He's going to... Oh, no. Oh, no. He's done it again. He's pulled triple reds. Chris has. In third place. That is... But they're going to get wiped out by this blue shell here. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a very close race here. We're seeing... Who is that who just took a shortcut? I'm not quite sure. Claxton's going to remain in 1. So getting drafted on, I believe that is Goofy, if I'm not wrong. We haven't seen much of him this race so far. Chris really making life difficult for Top Hat Bear. It's a really nice strategy. I like to see that even players who are not quite the fastest, maybe don't have the best time trial times, if you're able to pull good items and hit out other players, that loses the other team time, which is like gaining your own time, so it's even better.
Absolutely. And this Kamek is going to stop Top Hat Bear from taking the no item shortcut, which is going to extend the lead of these two UMD players in the top two by just a little bit, but just that little bit, maybe all they need. Top Hat Bear here now trying to claw his way back into these top spots, taking the tree cut beautifully. With the Shroom, he is going to be able to take the final shortcut, but it's really going to come down to whether or not Astra and Top Hat Bear are able to pass these top two players from UMD, and it's looking like they will not be able to.
No, not quite. And that's the top two from Maryland. I think they also got 5. That's going to be a nice race from them. And I think UCSD may have gotten bottom 3. So that's a really good race from Maryland. Again, holding on to top spots. That means that even though they didn't get a massive race, they were able to establish that they are in position to win that race based on what the bottom spots do. If that makes sense. The bottom spots are able to get a UCSD bottom 3. That is where the bread and butter of that game comes from, narrowing UCSD's lead to only 8 points. I wonder if you're UCSD, what are you picking here with bottom 3 against an UMD top 2 as we head into the 5th race, I'm sorry, the 5th race of the second game.
It's looking like we're going to see a Starview peak here from UCSD. I imagine we're going to see a pretty common runner, and we do see Bowser's Castle here from UMD. Definitely looking to maybe repeat what happened last war on Bowser's Castle. UMD now in the lead for the first time this second game of a potential 3-game series. But we do go to Starview Peak, and this is a great track for UCSD to have here.
Yes, it is. We'll see if they're able to control the shock. I don't think there was a shock on this race last time, but again, I mean, it can be difficult to predict. Oftentimes, pulling the shock is just about putting your team in a position to get lucky, and that's how you're able to establish big races and limit your losses. There's no way to eliminate randomness altogether, but best teams are the ones that know how to play the odds. We'll see which team is able to do that the best on the starting league right here. Alex getting a nice trail on Claxton. That's going to establish a nice UCSD top presence. But who pulled those triple reds? Looks like he backed them to not hit out Matt. Very nice play, heads up play, good communication from Maryland there. As we see Matt taking 2 and 3 with Claxton.
Claxton holding on to this 3rd place spot, holding this defense for this top 2 from UMD is going to allow them to run away with this, but we do see Top Hat Bear starting to fight his way into these top slots. These triple greens, he's going to hit someone out.
That's what I'm talking about.
UMD player, but now Alex holding Claxton at bay. Clax also being forced to go wide because of this mega from Astra. This is now starting to get pretty tricky for UMD.
Oh, but he greened himself out. Oh no. It happens to the best of us. Looks like he's able to pull through, so he's not going to be hurt too much by that. A cut. Very nice. He opts to take a very conservative line, which I cannot hate. Being in 2nd place is nothing to scoff at. I wonder what this mechanic will bring for us. It's a very wide track, so probably nothing too crazy. Yeah, just some snowmen. Or some pokies again. So there you go.
Yeah, and Top Hat Bear holding on to the 2nd place spot. He is not trying to let UMD have an inch of breakaway here. Holding on to this red, defending himself from the potential 3rd place Rich Elk. We do see this red go for 1st place now, and he's holding on to the screen. He's chaining his items here. Definitely the smart play here. And he pulls Coin Horn, unable to do any damage here to 1st place now. Unfortunately, he's going to have to chain these items into these next 2 boxes.
Attack is very tight. If there's a shock in play, it's going to really advantage the team to be able to use it, able to coordinate their dodges. Boom!
There it is!
UCSD looks like they're able to use... Maybe that was UCSD shock, maybe it was Maryland. I think Claxton was trying to go for the boot penalty to get some momentum. I think it was a Maryland shock.
I don't know here, but it is looking like UMD is going to finish with, I think, a top 2, maybe a 1-3-4.
Oh yeah,
and it
top
is a
2,
top
4 through 6.
4.
And that's going to put them back in the lead for the first time in this game too. Man. I'm sorry, they were already in the lead. That's going to extend their lead to 36, which is nothing to scoff at. You're going to need multiple races to chip away at that. A top 2, 4 through 6 is really nice there from UMD. Very nice playing the shot game, able to coordinate those dodges. UCSD is not able to predict it very well, and they get punished. UMD has shown throughout Game 1 and now through Game 2 that they're very good at using the shock and coordinating together as a team. Of course, you cannot always expect to pull the shock on command whenever you need it, but when you do pull it, if you're able to use it like that, that is how you win championships. Let's see what they opt to go for to take advantage of these top spots. I think Bowser's Castle, if I'm them, absolutely. Oh, come on, man. Don't prove me wrong. There you go.
Bowser's Castle, definitely the most sensible choice here for UMD, but it's looking like we are going to Peach Stadium, the UCSD pick here. And this is a track where UCSD is hoping to have a huge gain against UMD.
This is going to advantage UCSD here because it's better, actually, on this track to start in bottom spots because you're able to pull shrooms from the first set, quickly take the first shortcut, and then you're just in first place with 2 shrooms. There's really not much you can do against that. So we'll see if any UMD players get a slow startup. Looks like they opt to run. Claxon opting the bag. He gets a star. That's not what you like to see. Put shrooms behind that. And Astra is able to pull shrooms very high up. So top up there getting a nice draft though. It's going to be a battle between these two again. I'm sorry, they're on the same team. They're going to be able to hopefully break away from UCSD's perspective and try and force UMD's hand with another shock. This track is a bagger though, so not the worst thing to be reliant on shock, but again, you don't really want to be in that position where you need to pull the item. You want to be able to come back without relying on shock. So in order to do that, UMD is going to have to find some way to take down Top Hat Bear and Astra.
Top Hat Bear and Astra here. Definitely looking to hold on to this lead, like you were saying here. And with Top Hat Bear taking the shroom and Astra taking the shroom behind them, they're starting to gain a little bit of that breakaway, and it's looking like another UCSD player is forcing their way into the 3rd place spot here. So we do see a top 3 from UCSD, and this is a great spot for them to be in.
And Grim is what we'd like to call the schlagger. We do a little schlagging, some might say. This is the job of the player who's not meant to be in 1st place or 2nd place, but is just meant to pull the most ridiculous, out-of-hand, triple red shell items possible and just make the other team's lives hell and just slow everyone down, including himself if necessary, behind the UCSD top 2. Grim is executing that role to perfection. Really nice from Grim there, taking advantage of those triple red shells and establishing a break, a top 2 gone from UCSD. UMD is going to have to use the shock, or else there's going to be a really big gain here from UCSD on this race.
We do see Grim here in the Ghost as well, going to be able to dodge any potential shocks, but now he is out of his Ghost. This is still open to shock, wreaking havoc. But this top 2, I think, is so far gone that it may not matter. But Grim getting hit out. This is starting to get a little worrisome for UCSD here. Clock speed.
But that's a bomb from Astra. That's a bomb that's coming back. There it is. Oh, very nice awareness from Claxton. Able to go wide, dodge the bomb. Let's see what he pulls. 4 bananas is not what you want to see there.
But he hits the snipe.
Oh no, it's just lag. Astra able to dance through them. Like, I forgot the actor's name from Ocean's 12, but you know what I'm talking about, I hope.
Huh.
Anyways, that's a top 2 from UCSD. UMD not able to take those top spots. They're able to get some nice spots behind them, 3 through 7 in fact. That's really going to limit the damage. I think that's actually an even race because they were able to do that. So, in fact, it's a very slight gain for UMD. Man. Okay. Well, what do I know? Well, still, again, that top 2 from UCSD, that's kind of the playbook they're going to be wanting to run out of. Unfortunate that they got a ton of bottom spots at the very end of that race, but if you can put yourself in that position, that's where you had the option to have those really big races. Whereas UMD, without having those top 2, anyone up there, they were never in a position to get a big gain in that race. So again, if your UCSD is able to replicate that and maybe get a different result towards the very end of the race in the bottom spots, they're going to be able to fall their way back and potentially force a game 3.
Yeah, definitely. Mario Kart is never a game that is over until it is over, and that is something I think we are starting to see here. I mean, We're going into race 7, but it's only a 40-point deficit. That is able to be recovered in one race if we see a fridge. So this is still very close. This is still either team's game.
A fridge being a top 6 for those who are not aware. But again, it's very rare for that to happen. So UCSD is looking to try and chip away at this lead as we still have 6 more races left to go in match 2.
And the pressure is starting to build for UCSD, already being down 1 game in the series.
The pressure's on for UMD too, and a little bit of sloppy driving, a little bit shaky here from UMD. They have to remind themselves that you have to do not get sloppy here when you're just up 40. You have to hold on to this lead. You have to keep the pedal to the metal, play aggressive, don't get defensive now. That's the worst thing that you can do.
Absolutely, they will need to put the pedal to the metal if they want to hold on to this lead, and they want to make sure.
Fish!
The fish!
So Papa Bear able to remain in 1, but we see a sea of red behind him on the mini-map, and now he's defenseless. Well, of course, his stop is going to change that, hopefully. Yes, he gets the green shell. He holds it. He's going to be able to take the cut after going to glider, but he messes up his driving. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower line, but then again, I see a lot of open space behind him. Looks like some chaos in the mid-pack is giving him a bigger break, so he's going to hopefully take advantage of that. Although, we see Claxton here, 4 shrooms, and Chris with a shroom and 3 taking the feather cut. You're going to be able to hopefully narrow that lead if you're UMD here. Try and get into first place. That was exactly what you need right now to try and widen the lead. UCSD take the top 2. Although Astro looks like flying off, not able to stick it. But Claxton hitting the man after the box. That's just going to give Alex more space to work with.
Claxton holding on to the second, though, not letting Top Hat Bear fully run away with this.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately, a slight line fail here from Claxton, but again, still in second. This is where shock becomes so important on this track. But it is looking like Clax is just going to use the shroom through the cut and is going to secure second place. Top Hat Bear getting first, but that 2-3 behind him belonging to UMD. But he got third. I think that got stolen by a UCSD player.
But I think I see some UCSD players, in 5 through 7. That's going to be a nice gain from UCSD. Not massive, but not insignificant. Anything to chip away at this lead is real. Oh, wait a minute. Was that a loss?
That was, in fact, a loss for UCSD by 2 points. They are now in the territory where they need to have 2 solid wins or a fridge and a okay win in order to get into the lead. They're no longer at the point where they can recover the point deficit with a single race.
Yes, but they have 5 races to make up that deficit, and you only need 1 really big one to make it a 1-race game. So that's exactly what they're looking for as we go into race 8. Let's see what they're going to pick. UMD here, probably going to pick something a little more conservative. They got a lot of mid spots behind 1. I'd like to see something like Acorn Heights and Ante 1. Let's see if I can predict their track again. No, Wario Shipyard. So this is not an Ante 1, which is why I'm very confused right now. Someone did pick Acorn Heights, so I'm not completely crazy. But Wario Shipyard, I'm assuming they're just going to hope they can outline Top Hat Bear, or at least hit him out early on. Otherwise, things could get a little dicey. But we are going to Toad's Factory.
Toad's Factory being a track that, in my opinion, is so reliant on shock, this is going to be such an uphill battle, especially with shock being harder to pull more recently. This is going to be a tough race for both teams. But if Top Hat Bear is able to hold on to this lead, he could very well run away with it once again.
He does get a coin from the first box. It's going to help increase his speed, but these traps, they're really killer. It's very easy to get them if the pack is tight like this. Super ends up on top on this very, very chaotic last half of the lap on Toad's Factory. A lot of shroom from Claxton, but looks like a lot of other players did not pull such peaceful items ahead of him. So I think Top Hat Bear and another UCSD player are still in the top spots, but again, pack is very tight. That elite has not consolidated yet. So I mean, Claxton, he is opting to slow down. bag. I do like that kind of foresight, knowing that, hey, the pack is tight. I can bag. It's going to be easy to come back. I can potentially full shock. I can full dodge items at the very least, and get bullet bill for the ending, and it's going to be very nice for me.
Yeah, and again, this track being one of those tracks that we've mentioned where there really aren't any split paths, no real way to gain a lot of time in nearing first. This is going to be super tough for Top Hat Bear and the rest of UCSD to run away with. But Top Hat Bear showing why he belongs in first here, driving this super cleanly. Having this feather in one is going to put him in a great spot, especially with the defense of his teammate behind him.
And we are seeing that top two starting to break away a little bit from this pack because we have people like Claxton, dangerous to society, I would say, pulling triple red shells. Of course, surrounded by teammates, not always the best thing for him to happen, as that red shell does skip the rim, who's just coming out the ghost, hits his teammate Chris. That's not what you want to see if you're Claxton, but again, it happens, you know? It happens, but it does just make more space for that UCSD top two.
I believe this is going to be a top 4 for UCSD.
Yeah.
This is a huge race for UCSD. This is exactly what they wanted.
That is exactly, I'm very happy with myself. If I am top 4-6, very happy with myself if I'm a UCSD player right now. Being able to get a top 4-6 against Maryland is not easy. That is going to bring this game 2 to within 16 points as we enter the final Grand Prix. It is really anyone's game here. The lead can flip in a single race. That was a plus 26 for UCSD. The lead is only 16. So really anything could happen. And they're going to have very good spots going into the next race. And I think they're going to pick Bowser's Castle, unless I'm crazy. And we'll see what they do.
UMD going for that Acorn Heights pick definitely attracted their fun. We do see Boo Cinema here from UCSD. Definitely an interesting pick, and definitely a pick that makes a lot of sense, but it is not going to matter as we are going to Acorn Heights to round off this first Grand Prix. Or not first, this last Grand Prix.
Where the second Grand Prix, I think you mean, as we enter the final Grand Prix. Game 2, D1 Finals, Collegiate Karting League. Here we go. Let's see what Top Hat Bear can do on Acorn Heights, see if he can maintain this first place.
Acorn Heights, a very difficult track to really hold on to first, especially on this first lap here. As everyone pulls shrooms and takes that cut faster than you can shroomless. This is really going to come down to, I think, the item play and just how cleanly everyone can drive. Top Hat Bear showing
there. See if Zach gets rid of this Nana. He does. He's able to trail someone out. Top rear surprising a little bit, but he's not able to take the miss. He does not get the right setup for it. He's forced to go around. That's going to lose a lot of time. As you see him going from 2nd place to 9th, which is not what you want to do. Obviously, you want to be in 1st place in Mario Kart, but I mean, as I say that, here he comes. He's charging back up these top spots. The pack is so tight as we enter the second lap.
We do see a UCSD play. We do see Zach here in first, but Clax is not that far behind, not letting them run away with this lead. Clax on a mission to get that first place spot away from Zach. Having the shroom, they're going to be able to take things a lot easier.
Yes. They can either hit this disc perfectly, like I imagine they're going to do. Bam, drills it. And burns the shroom to get into one, trails out Zach. I love that play from Claxton there. It's faster for you to use the shroom later at the very end of this lap on this patch of grass right here. But I love burning it, getting at the triple landings, hitting out Zach. That is a much, it's a net positive because you're slowing down Zach, you're establishing 1st place for yourself. You're no longer contested for that. That is an amazing play, a heads-up play. That is exactly the plays that Maryland has been making all night to get the leads that they've been getting.
Absolutely, and UCSD is not going to let them run away with this. We do see UCSD in 2nd, but as we go into the final lap, this is where shock starts to really matter if they have it. We do see UMD players here going into their dodges now, trying to potentially predict the shock. Top Hat Bear here, looking to claw his way back into a top spot. He's going to hit out Sham, and he's going to have, I believe, 2, 3, 4 here on the side of UCSD. Top Hat Bear, though, unfortunately failing. Grim behind him. I believe this is going to be a big race for UCSD. I see a lot of UCSD in the front behind this one, and it's looking like UMD is going to get at a bare minimum bottom 2, possibly bottom 3.
Yeah, I think it's a bottom 3 from UMD there. That means that's going to be positive 2 through 5, 7, 9. High positive race. I'd say plus 14. That's my prediction. plus 16.
You were
And
close.
it's back to tied at 369 points apiece. There's only 3 more races to go in match 2. I wonder who's going to be able to come up on top here. Of course, if Maryland wins, that's it. Say goodnight. They are your D1 champions. But if UCSD wins, they force a game 3 with all of the momentum on their side. So there's a lot riding on these last 3 races here.
Having a tie game at this point is so incredibly exciting. I mean, this is basically going to come down to 3 races. Everything else before this hasn't really mattered at this point, honestly.
That's
They
right.
have kept it so close.
UMD and UCSD, they have to tell their teams, hey, the score is 0-0. Play like it's the very first race. Be a goldfish. Everything before the last 10 seconds, you don't even remember. Let's see who's able to come out on top on Sky High Sunday. We're going to see these back spots like Top Hat Bear being able to pull Shrooms, hopefully, and take the first cut. Although he's opting for Rail. Interesting play from Top Hat Bear there, and slowing down to hopefully get 2 boxes, and he does. Triple Shroom stars guaranteed there, and he's going to be able to charge in these top spots with the dodge item. Very strong play from Top Hat Bear there.
Top Hat Bear already back up into the top half of this race and of this pack, but this pack is going to be so tight throughout this race. Sky High Sunday, another one of those tracks where, oh no! Sky High Sunday.
That is a tragic play from Top Hat Bear. Now you're sent all the way to the back, you lose your star. That's how punishing this game can be sometimes. One driving mistake, you're off the track. It's all the way in the back, you lost your items. And it's really hard to come back mentally from something like that. He's going to have to show that he's a very experienced player. He's been in plenty of high stretch situations before, and that he's able to bounce back. He's already back in his 6th, his teammate Astra in 5th, but I see a lot of Maryland spots in the top 3. I think they may have a top 4, if I'm not mistaken, for Maryland going into this the end of lap 2 here.
Yeah, we do see an overwhelming front presence here from UMD, and having that back presence is going to be super strong for them. But UCSD is going to be able to pull a lot of power items here as we go into this final lap, and if they start to pull all the dodges, then there's not going to be a lot that UMD can do to stop them from bringing it back here in the final moments. You see Top Hat Bear using this Golden Mushroom to gain a few spots and potentially hit another box this set. He has got these triple reds.
Surrounded by your teammates, the red shells aren't going to do much. He's able to go to a different path than Astra. Hit out Claxton, hopefully. The hammers don't protect against red shells. Let's see what happens on this final turn. He's got to protect himself.
So guess soon as he's going to throw this gold shell, and he's got to use this shroom perfectly, get as much value as he can, and steal as many spots as he can. He's going to end up in 6th, but I believe we see a top 2 from UMD here.
Yeah, I think it's a top 3 if I'm not mistaken. Top 2, 4. So that is going to be, but with the bottom 3 from UMD, that's only a +2 from UMD. As we only have 2 more races left, it really comes down to each individual race. That's basically even. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously UMD did a great job establishing the front presence, but UCSD not backing down, being aggressive with items, hitting out those players, and getting into 3rd, and of course, making sure that UMD got bottom 3 there is massive to limit that game to only 2 points. And of course, there's 82 points in a single race. So, yeah, that's not really going to matter too much. UCSD opting for Boost again. That's an interesting pick because, I mean, UMD is top 2-4. Clearly a comfort pick for them at this point.
But you can also get some pretty strong drafts on Lucino, but it will not matter as we go to Wario Shipyard for this race 11 here.
Well, obviously because Top Out there famously has not beaten the British allegations of this Wario's Galleon that we are racing on. Let's see what they're able to do. Let's see if he's able to. I could have done the Galleon. I'm sorry.
Happens to the best of us. Did you see here, Clax getting put through the ringer here, going from 4th down to 10th in an instant off a single hit. But Clax is going to show why he is such a strong player, why he may be down but not out, as he has already clawed his way back up into 3rd place.
Into 1st place. This guy is has been making some insane plays. Obviously, we have seen a lot of driving mistakes from both sides. It's bound to happen. It's a very long match. This game is very difficult to do all the tech consistently. And the stress of the situation has got to be running hot. So, Claxton has been truly a leader for Maryland this whole war. Let's see if he can continue to do so as we enter lap 2 of Warriors Galleon. Very nice Nisk. The pack, again, look at the mini-map, is so incredibly tight. It could take very little to turn the seemingly mixed bag of blue and red players into a UMD top 5 or UCSD top 5. Truly, I mean, it is crazy what can happen in this game with all the insanity of the items. It's down to Astra to make space in 1, try and at least secure that position for his team. Having first place is a massive advantage in this Mario Kart. So let's see what Astra's able to do. Claxton does fail that shortcut. He has to go very wide. But that's a lot of UMD players behind Astra.
X going wide also is going to allow Chris there to throw all of his red shells at Astra, try to take them out of first, which is going to be super strong for UMD, but it is looking like Astra held on to first here. We do see now a 1-3, 1-4.
Alex has a golden mushroom, using it in the perfect spot to do so, going all the way into 1, and getting the water so strong in this game. He goes all the way into first place and is able to establish a break in 1 for a top out there, and that's a top 3 for UCSD right now, heading into the final lap of Warriors. Oh my god, oh my god. The shot comes out from Maryland at perfect timing, right where they needed it. And it looks like Claxton is going to be able to get second place. Alex did establish a break to get first. Oh boy, I wonder what's going to happen in those bottom spots. I'm seeing a lot of red cross that line in the mid spots. I think it's going to be a really nice race for Maryland, who did end up ripping that stock late in lap 3. Yes, a 2, 5 through 9. That is going to be a gain for them of another +2. Oh my goodness. UMD leads by 4 points going into race 12. If they're able to hold on, they win Division 1. If not, we're going to Game 3. Let's see what happens.
I am on the edge of my seat right now. This has been some of the most exciting Mario Kart I think we've seen so far in CKL for Mario Kart World. And it is coming down to this final race. There is a 4-point difference between these two teams in this match too.
That's
UCSD looking to keep their keep themselves in this match. UMD looking to take it home now. UMD going for the Bowser's Castle pick. UCSD opting for Boo Cinema. This is the pinnacle of collegiate Mario Kart.
These two tracks, neither are really great for the spots, but UCSD picking Boo Cinema, clearly they feel they have the advantage on this track. They are more comfortable, and they just need +6. This track is very famous for allowing big races. Let's see who can come out on top. Race 12. Here we go.
Right off rip, Top Hat Bear is going to look to hold on to this first place spot, but Flax is going to get this early draft. He's going to almost run into that banana, but he dodges it perfectly. Amazing reaction, but he gets hit by it anyway. Flax falling down to 10th place here. He's going to be able to pull these power items, but again, it's so early in the race that item pool is going to be severely limited. He's going to pull that Triple Shroom Star.
He does pull Ingite, as I like to call it, Triple Shroom Star in 8. He's going to try and run this star up and potentially use it to save himself, get out of the chaos in the mid path, and hopefully make a threat towards 1 as we go through this Shroom shortcut at the very start of the lap. But there's a red shell. That's going to really hamper his efforts. As we see his old nemesis, Top Hat Bear, with the triple reds, making his life difficult.
Top Hat Bear is not letting Flax have an inch of space in this race, but we do see an overwhelming front presence from UMD here. We see a lot of red in that mini-map, but again, that top 2, I believe, belonging to UCSD is going to do a number on UMD.
Yes.
UMD looking to claw their way.
They have to find a way.
The blue shell comes out.
Blue shell, though. And that's going to hit out, I believe that was Astra in first place. But UCSD still has top 3. If they keep this up, they're going to force a game 3. Let's see what happens. There's only one more lap.
One more lap for UCSD to keep their spot in this finals. Stay in the game. Clash
No,
getting like
no. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The nerves he must be feeling right now. He has to maintain his composure. He has to be a leader. He has to make it for Maryland. Otherwise, you're into a game 3. Top up Barry enters the bill. He has 20 coins and a golden mushroom for the glider. He's gonna go all the way to the front. UCSD has top 4. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I think we're going to game 3 here, Panda.
They're gonna force a game 3.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Boo Cinema for you. We are not done yet. We are going to game 3. Oh my goodness.
What a phenomenal race from UCSD here. Top Hat Bear dropping a 120. Astra dropping a 127. Clawing their way back from a severe deficit going into that final Grand Prix. Or not the final Grand Prix. Coming back from just a severe deficit. Bringing their way back into this game. Telling UMD that this is far from over. And we are going to go to game 3. And we are going to have more Mario Kart.
Yes, don't go anywhere because, yeah, game 3, winner take all. This is Collegiate Mario Kart. This is CKL.
And we are back with the Collegiate Karting League Season 2 of World Division 1 Finals. UCSD, the Koopa Triton Beach versus the UMD Terrapins. And this is going to be so exciting. We have gone to Game 3. This is the most Mario Kart we will see in Collegiate Karting League. And it is in D1, the pinnacle of Collegiate Karting League. I'm super excited for this Game 3. What about you, Panda?
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. I really have no words for what we witnessed at the end of match 2. Just an incredible rally from UCSD to clinch the win, force a Game 3, and now they're gonna have all the momentum. There has been a small lineup change for UCSD. We have instead of UCSD Lemon, we now have the incredibly handsome USD Wallawees. So I'm excited to see him play. Also, I'm not going to say anything bad about him because he could definitely beat me in the fight. This has been well established. Yeah, I mean, I really have no expectations for this match 3. I didn't really think we would get here. It's just may the best team win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw two very different sides of the same coin in these first 2 matches. I mean, Game 1, we saw UMD just run away with a lead. They got to a 70-point lead within the first Grand Prix, and they just held on to it, and it only went down to 62 points at the very end. And they cinched Game 1 with that. And then Game 2, we watched UCSD keep it considerably closer. I mean, I think the lead never really got to above 42 points at any given moment. And 42 points,
then,
it sounds big, but it's really not that much.
And even then, it wasn't that much because UCSD was quick to respond with a plus 26. Very strong race. Towards the middle of that war, brought it right back. And yeah, I'm predicting another very close match, but UMD really is going to have to mentally reset because the ball's in their court. It's very difficult to win match 1, lose match 2, and then come back and win match 3 because you're tired, you just lost a match, you don't have the momentum. It's going to take a real effort for them in the first few races to get something going if they want to have if they want to be D1 champions, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going into our 3rd hour of Mario Kart here. 3 wars. That is a lot of Mario Kart to play in one sitting, especially this late at night. You know, these players, they're tired. They've probably got class tomorrow. They just want to get this over with. And this is really going to be a test of both their resilience and their mental fortitude, really.
Yeah. On that note, UCSD is going to have an advantage because it's only, 7 o'clock for them over on Pacific time. UMD, they've got to be tired right now. They have got to be exhausted. They need to get something going. They need to pull back the momentum, reset, remind themselves that they are the University of Maryland Mario Kart, and they have come to win and do nothing else. We see the exact same tracks picked. Cheap Cheap Falls for UCSD, Shy Guy Bazaar from UMD in all 3 matches. These are the first race track picks. This time we're going to Cheap Cheap Falls again. Of course, when this happened in match 2, UCSD ended up winning. So maybe a good sign already. Let's see what Top Hat Bear and the rest of UCSD can do on Cheap Cheap Falls. Let's go. Game 3. This is it.
This is the do or die for both of these teams. One of them will emerge from this war the champion of the Collegiate Karting League Division 1 Finals. And as we get off to the start, Top Hat Bear unfortunately missing the first no item shortcut, but he is going to go for Tarzan here.
He has enough points to hit Tarzan.
Klax falls off.
He doesn't have enough points.
Top Hat Bear.
Astra fails, but Top Hat Bear, he's there. And he takes first place. Claxton is at a mushroom. He has a second. Looks like Top Hat Bear dropped to the blue. Very heads up play, and that's going to hit a UMD player in the cut.
UMD, they're going to stay in the top. They're going to have that front presence that they want and need here. Top Hat Bear in 8th, looking to get maybe some power items here. He is going to pull the triple reds. He is going to start
I'd say that's a
just
power
making
item.
chaos, but they're gone instantly from that
they're
build.
gone. Man, that's gotta sting. I don't think stopping at the end of lap 1 was the best decision for Top Hat there. I think he lost more time than he would have from the blue shell. He's gonna have to hit Tarzan here, which he does. Ice in his veins. But he loses spots because players have shrooms. And Maryland, they're running away. They are in 1. Oh, scratch that. Zach has taken 1 for UCSD. Really nice play from him. Let's see if he's able to hold off Claxton and get some reinforcements on the top spots.
Claxton looking to crawl his way back into first, but Zach is not going to let him do that easily.
The rail.
Zach holding onto that banana is really just going to keep Claxton at bay here, but Claxton going to go for Tarzan, but he gets trapped, and the shock hits. No one's able to go for Tarzan, but the blue.
There's a shock blue. UCSD Zach is not having a good time. Got him before the item set though, so he's gonna be able to pull shrooms. And Grim has a red shell behind Claxton, hits him out. Green shell's coming up from Matt. He takes some shroom cut. Who's going for Tarzan? I see top of here hit Tarzan, but he's hit out immediately afterwards. Grim was able to hit as well. Or he went down below, but he's able to take the shroom cut. Top of here right behind him. UCSD 2-3. It's gonna be a very even race on Cheap Cheap Balls.
We are seeing, I believe, a lot of red, so a lot of UMD in the mid pack though. So this really could go either way, but I believe this is going to be a slight UMD game, but that 2-3-4 from UCSD is definitely going to stop the bleeding.
Absolutely, yeah, only 2 points, and that is a actually slight UCSD game. But again, 2 points, that is not enough to really mean anything. Yeah, it is. I think it's gonna be another close one, which is not great for my heart, but you know, I'm going to argue over it.
Yeah, this is looking like it is going to be a nail-biter of a match. Only a 2-point lead in the first race. But again, this is going to ask a lot of questions. Like, what tracks do these two teams go for? We know their creature comforts. We know what they like to play here. UCSD having everything behind one. They're going to go for that Shy Guy Bazaar pick once again. Definitely, I think, one of their stronger tracks, but they just really like to get this track for Anti-1 as well.
Yeah, UCSD has not been that strong on Shy Guy Bazaar. I believe that Maryland in game 1 was able to eke out a pretty strong race on it, getting top 3. Or wait, they were able to get a definitely significant advantage. I don't recall the exact spots, but we'll see what happens. Oof.
Yeah, we will see as we go to Shy Guy Bazaar. And again, Top Hat Bear here, looking to maybe bump out first place on rail.
Yes.
Assuming Grim
Once
can't
again,
make it.
it's all about who gets on rail, and we see Alex, aka Top Hat Bear. He's successfully able to get in first, and he hits the turn skip, which he's failed twice. No, I've done it again. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Master Curse is real.
Oh my god. Okay, it looks like Astro's here to pick up the slack in 3. He does trail out someone, and Czar is there. So now UCSD 2-4, but Pipe Barrel has a star. That's going to send Top Up there all the way to the back. He's going to have to collect some points, get his money up, and try and come back here.
He does have the Ghost, which is going to give him a lot of flexibility here, so he's going to be able to dodge things, or just take it for the cut here, and not get slowed down by the off-road. But he does miss rail, unfortunately. But he still has all of these streams to do whatever it is he wants.
Yes,
when you go
that
to
is still a
Clax's
UCSD top 2, but they're not going for the turn skip. That's going to give Clax the advantage, as he's going to take the shroom cut and be in 1. Just lazy driving here from UCSD here. They're just not going for all the best strats. You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to build that lead. Otherwise, you're opening the door for Claxton to make a play for Maryland here. Hit out your top spots. And he pulls a red shell. He gets into 1. It's going to come back on the rail. Yeah, Astro forced to go down. Otherwise, he's going to get backed off. And yeah, Claxton's going to be able to run away with this.
Claxton putting on a masterclass for Shy Guy Bazaar, showing why he's in first here, hitting the turn skip, holding onto this red shell, having nearly perfect blinds here. But UCSD is not going to let him run away that easily with this 2-3 from Astro and Top Hat Bear. They are not looking to let him take this away.
But I don't know if they can catch him in time. Look at that lead. They're going to have to pull some good items here. Red shell is the right thing for Kamek. It's going to be balls, but it's going to be too late. Yeah. Looks like a 2-3 from UCSD. Another, I think it's a 1-4 from Maryland, though. another very small gain. Let's look at what happened behind the leaders. Oh boy.
Oh.
A bottom 3 from USCSD, and that's going to be a nice gain from UMD to kind of, yeah, about plus 10 to set the tone, say, hey, we're not out yet. You may have won game 2, but we're here to give you a run for money, make you prove it. And yeah, let's see. I mean, who's able to come out on top? I think it's going to be a back and forth match. I'm not expecting too many big races. I think these teams have become not only like more resilient when it comes to their communications and their mental over the course of this match, but I think that also driving and general play on both sides, it's kind of gone a little sloppy. It's hard to keep up a very high level of play, high level of driving lines, and consistency when you're playing Mario Kart for this long. I've played a couple 12-hour streams in my day, and after that like first couple hours, yeah, you're not really able to play anywhere near your best. So fatigue is definitely going to start to set in. We're going to see who's able to just crawl over the finish line here in game 3. Going to Airship Fortress, very important to establish top presence early. But of course, top presence is in Top Hat Bear's name. Of course, as I say that, he gets bumped off the rail. So really, if I'm rooting for Top Hat Bear, I should just stay quiet, I guess. And let's watch what Claxton can do more.
Yeah, the cast curse has been diabolical this match. But
yes,
Clax holding on to this first place, backing that green, going to, I think, hit out a UCSD player, but he's going to get redded in response as he has no way to defend. Zach now in first for UCSD, but Chris not looking to let him have that easily. Clax getting hit by a stray green.
And that's what happens when you go for a back. Sometimes you can get a little lazy. If you can get a little too aggressive, going for that back in first place, you get punished for it. If you're all the way in the back, he's gonna have to either stop or keep going and not pull a great item. You're in 8th place. And we're seeing UCSD, I think that is a top 2 right now. And they're going to start to break away. Maryland, the ball is in your court. It is up to you to create something here.
Clax sending Top Hat Bear all the way down to the bottom is going to allow him to pull a lot of those power items that we have talked about almost endlessly this entire match. He's going to be able to pull a dodge or maybe even the shock. And the shock
fire
is
up on the rail.
So powerful. She's
Grim.
Fire up.
Grim, really
Clax.
nice play. I'd like to point that out. Using the back cam, seeing the fire behind him and jumping off the rail to dodge it. Very nice awareness. That is something that champions do. Use the back cam. Yeah. Very nice play right there. Just want to give a shout out.
Clax here with this Kamek though is going to be able to do some severe damage if he catches everyone here in this spiral. They're going to get stuck in. There's the shock. Almost certainly a UMD shock. As we go into the final moments of Airship Fortress, Clax looking to just wreak havoc.
That messes up the driving a little bit. Boom, boom, obvious, as we like to say. And I think that's a Maryland. A really nice race for them again.
I believe that was a top 3 for UMD.
Oh yeah,
and indeed it was a top 5.
That is big. That's gonna be about in the range of 20 points. I want to say probably about plus 30 for plus 34 now for Maryland total after 3 races. Again, it's early, but UCSD cannot let them keep getting these big races with no response. Obviously, Airship Fortress, Maryland has shown that they are very resilient on that track, very good at it, very comfortable, and able to establish front presence. Or even in that case, they didn't have front presence, but they were able to use the shock to their advantage to come back at the last second. Yeah, we're going to see them try and chain this into a runner like Bowser's Castle. The track pick is very important here.
Absolutely, and that Bowser's Castle pick seemingly definitely the strongest option, but we are going to go to Starview Peak, UCSD's counter pick.
That's very good if you're a UCSD fan. Now, the UMD is not going to be able to take advantage of that top 3, and these bottom 3 from UCSD, they start with more coins. They are the ones with the advantage here on Starview Peak, when it's so easy to get drafts on this really big first turn.
Absolutely, and with this, again, like you said, those shrooms and those power items are going to be so incredibly important here on Starview Peak. having just that one massive shortcut that saves so much time, being able to take even just a shroom through that, it's going to do wonders for the UCSD players here, as they are going to be the ones with most of the shrooms here.
Claxton doing a nice job slowing down, pulling shrooms, taking the smaller shroom cut, to try and get in the front. We've seen this play from both sides. I like it where you're just using your items early, not focusing on holding dodges or holding mushrooms for maybe the best shortcuts late in the track. You're just trying to get in the first place at all costs. If you're in the front, you dictate the terms of the race. You make it everyone behind you slower, and if you're able to break away, you're just time trialing at that point, and no one can catch you because you have the coin advantage. Having access to those coins in first place, it is so strong. I love to see the aggressive play from Astra and Claxton here, trying to get into first place, not just in this race, but throughout the day today.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, those coins, they are so incredibly important, especially at this level of Mario Kart. Having just more coins is going to allow you to inherently be faster, and it's going to allow you to start to run away, like you mentioned, like it's a time trial.
Really nice bomb back there. Getting out Zach. Let's see if those green shells go backwards. Oh, little camera snipe. Doesn't connect, but I like to see it. Look for a little bit of a clip there. Oh boy. UCSD Zach going into second place, making his presence known with these triple red shells that he pulled in third. Now UCSD has the top two. Of course, that does not mean much on Stormy Peak because the shock could change things at every second, and nothing really matters before that last cut on lap 3.
Yeah, at this point, Clax just has to respect those triple reds. They are going to keep him at bay for quite a while, and with Top Hat Bear here with triple shrooms, quad shrooms in 4, Clax being the only one in the top 4 from UMD, this is going to make it quite difficult for them to recover unless they're able to pull that chalk like you mentioned. And with this, as we go into the final moments of the track, this is really going to come down to the item player. We do see the dodges start to come out from UMD. I don't believe they have shock, though.
We'll see. Oh, Claxton pulling some reds himself, but Top Up Air getting a horn. That's going to be able to protect him and Astra, and that's going to secure top 2 from UCSD, barring any kind of catastrophe on the final glider. Let's see what happens behind them, but I think it's going to be a UCSD gain.
Yeah, that top 2 is great for UCSD here. And with that, as we see the results shortly, we see top 2, 5, 6 for UCSD, but getting that last is going to be a little tricky for them. It is going to stunt that gain that they could get, but they do bring that score lead from 36 down to 22. They are clawing their way back into this match. They are telling UMD, we may be down, but we are far from out.
Absolutely. Yes, unfortunate last place from Waluis there. Obviously, he's not as warmed up as other players, having just stepped in. But I'm interested to see what he can do. After all, he was definitely in 8 Deluxe, one of UCSD's best players. So he definitely has that team experience when it comes to morale, keeping up everyone's mental in the call, communication, going for shock. He's an expert. So it's definitely going to be an asset. UCSD again picking Boo Cinema, and we go to it. Obviously, this is the race that they won on in Game 2 in fabulous fashion. And they also got a positive on it in Game 1. So I think, based on past experience, empirically, this should be UCSD gain. Let's see what happens, though.
Yeah, Boo Cinema, definitely a creature comfort, I think, for UCSD here. Definitely probably one of their strongest tracks, if not their strongest. And as we see Top Hat Bear and Astra here holding on to the top 2, they do not want Chris to get that draft. This looks like
nice
they're going to trail out Chris.
Yes, indeed. That's a really nice trail from Top Hat Bear, positioning himself to instantly pull out that green shell, and Chris never saw it coming. But again, this is Boo Cinema, packed with no shortcuts. Pack is extremely tight. Yeah, here comes Maryland. Can Astra and Alex hold on to top 2?
That is the million-dollar question here. Boo Cinema really being a track where anything can happen. Like you mentioned, there is never really a chance for anyone to run away with this. The pack is going to stay so tight the entire time. Luffy hitting out Top Hat Bear with that horn. Now putting Top Hat Bear on himself. He's going to hit this shortcut perfectly. And he is now back in first. The ice coming up.
There's chaos in the mid right now. Oh my goodness. Look at the pack. Everyone's getting hit. No one can get ahead. And it looks like Maryland is in bottom 3 right now. Not a bad position to be in. If you pull the shock, you're in a big advantage here on this track. But who is in first? I think it's think it's a Maryland player at first. Oh, another bomb. Oh boy. Okay, Claxton has the shock item. He's very high up though. He's gonna have to drop in order to make this an effective shot. He's gonna have to hit on the brakes. But it looks like UCSD is gonna have no idea he is shocked in 6th place right now. I wonder when this is gonna come.
UMD
Probably.
also having quite a few players behind the shock is also just as good as having a lot of dodges, as they're not going to be affected by the shock. And they can hit out a lot of UCSD here.
I think it's going to come after second set, after the UCSD top 2 is past the second set. It's a devastating place to do it because you get any item, you're very slow. There's nothing you can really do to protect yourself. So they opt to hold it. There it goes. Let's see what UMD can do here. UCSD hold on to top 2, but for how long?
They are now in top 3 with that breakaway. They don't really have much of a break, but the top 3, it looks like they're going to hold on to this until the final turn. Top 4 it is looking like from UCSD. Looking at the minimap, Claxton failing his lines, unfortunately getting last, and I believe that's a top 4 from UCSD.
They're done it again. Boo Cinema strikes again. Absolute cinema for UCSD. Despite not pulling shock, the shock was amazing for them. Top 4, 6, 7 for UCSD. That's like a plus 36. That they are now in the lead. UCSD has flipped the script just like this. They have turned the tables. They are now in the lead. So that's the 5th race we've played. We have 7 more to go. That shock was not very well played for Maryland. We're seeing some of that fatigue, some of that maybe nerves coming in from Maryland. They should have ripped it earlier. They held it far too long. UCSD was able to predict it. They were able to dodge. They were able to get a top 4, 6, 7. Man, that is some crazy work there from UCSD. Let's see if they're able to continue that momentum. See if they can, create another big race there. Try and expand on that lead, or and try and stake their claim as D1 champions here.
Absolutely, UMD opting to go for one of their comfort tracks here. DK Pass, looking to just have a big race here. They want to keep UCSD on their toes, and we are going to go to DK Pass. This is where it starts to get real. We are just about at the halfway mark for this war, and it is still so close. It is still anybody's game. Oh, yeah. It really is the pinnacle of collegiate Mario Kart, I feel like, man. That we've really just seen a phenomenal back and forth game so far, from match 1 to match 2 to this match.
And we have not seen it all yet. There's still 7 more races to play.
Absolutely. And we see just all the drafts, all the chaos of DK Pass. Clax getting the item shortcut, going to go from bottoms all the way to tops.
Not a great, that's not a good shroom to use. He's going to get sent way off course here. Looks like he's able to hold on using a couple of those mushrooms. So yeah, another unfortunate draft at the beginning. And yeah, but there we go. Alex, again, he's up there. He's with shrooms. He's super consistent at these early strategies where he gets shrooms at the beginning and is able to run them up. Let's see if he can avoid this trail. For Claxton, I think he got hit out.
I believe so, and now Claxton
no, he did not.
The smallest break. Oh!
He did not.
He is right behind.
It was lag. It was lag. Fear not. And
lag.
He's going to go around. Grim's going to chase Claxton and then use those triple reds to exact revenge. I don't know what happened to him, though.
Top Hat Bear is going to hold on to the 2nd place spot. He is not letting Clax out of his sights. He is not letting Clax run away with this 1st place. This green shell, he is definitely going to go for that back. Oh, Clax backs as well, but he dodges. Top Hat Bear showing his years of experience in Mario Kart, not just World, but in 8 Deluxe.
Claxton,
as we go into this
backing
final
his
lap.
Teammate on that one, actually. If this Top Hat Bear hit the UMD player who's trying to hit out top. Well, lap 3. Let's see what happens. Oh, that is an unfortunate red shell. Not pulling defense in 2. Claxton's just going to get a bigger and bigger lead. I don't know if the ECC can catch him.
Top Hat Bear getting hit off the track. He is going to fall so far down. He was in 2, but now it is looking like a UMD top 4, maybe top 5 even. As we go into the final moments of this race, there's almost surely not going to be a shock. If it was in play, it would have been used at this point.
Yeah, it's a shock. It comes right now, but I don't think there is. Here comes Top Hat Bear, screaming into 3rd. who was that in the bill?
I believe that was a UMD player, and with that, UMD is, I believe, going to get top 3, possibly top 3-6.
Yes, top 3, 6, 8.
8 from UMD.
That's gonna be another
They
nice
are
win for them. That's about a plus 10. So it's gonna bring that lead from UCSD down to almost nothing. In fact,
It flips
UMD,
over.
yeah, UMD up by 4. But hey, we've been here before. We've got 6 more races to go, and it's practically tied. These two teams are so evenly matched. I cannot take it anymore.
Neither can I. This has been such an exciting war. Not even thinking about the first 2 matches. This has been so back and forth, so close this entire time. Neither team willing to give an inch to the other. Not willing to let either one run away with any significant lead. As we are at a 4-point difference going into the second half of this war. It's still anyone's game. Anything can happen. And we go to Salty Salty Speedway. The UMD pick.
Yes. So UMD picked this. This has been kind of a go-to track for both teams. It is obviously, I think many players consider it to be one of the best tracks in the game. Many players have become very good at it. So, but hey, it's match 3. I mean, just pick what you want at this point.
Absolutely, and top hat there. Going for that wide item, being able to confirm an item, and they get a hit out, but unfortunately unable to make that top half. Going to lose a little bit of time to the front runners, but still in the top half of the pack. This is going to give them a great spot here. They're going to use their shroom. They're going to hit this cut, go for that top half most likely. But those nanas right from them, Astra throwing them away.
Able to get rid of them. Nice communication, telling Astra to lose the nanas. Boy's getting hit out. He's going to take a shroom cut. Yes, he is. Didn't jinx it that time. And get into first place.
With that, I believe UCSD has top 2 for the time being now. That's a great spot for them to be in here on this track. This is a track where it's very easy to run away with that split path, that glider path. If you've still got shrooms, you run away with this. You get to take a super tight line. You get to just, like I said, break away and basically play a time trial.
Yeah, which I think is the top out there. You have no shortage of experience doing on Salty Speedway. But yeah, UMD, they need to have something to be able to come back. Early start from Claxton, trying to take this rail, just try and catch up as much as possible. No shotgun play yet.
As we go into this final lap, again, top 2 from UCSD, but I believe it's almost entirely UMD behind them. UCSD has to fight their way into these mid spots to have a good race here, but that back from Astra going to hit out Clax, slowing them down is going to make that pack so much more chaotic.
Yeah, they're just going to give Astra and Top Hat there more space to work with in top 2. There has to be a shock if UMD wants to break these top 2 spots. And if you don't have if you give your opponent top 2, that is not great from points perspective. This top 2 is so strong. And that's exactly what UCSD gets. Let's see what their bottom spots are able to get. Shot comes too late to change anything.
It's looking like a bottom 2 from UCSD though.
8-9 bottom 2, so that's going to be even. We've seen this time and time again where UCSD is able to get good top presence, good top spots, but their bottom spots, they're just occupying all of those bottom 4, bottom 5 spots, and that really hampers their ability to gain points. I'm sorry, I think that's minus 4 points from UMD, I believe. So UMD has expanded their lead to 8, but again, that is less than 1 race. Like, that is such a small margin. So it is neck and neck here.
Yeah, it is far from either team's game yet. UMD in the lead, but just by a hair. This is very easy for UCSD to recover from, but it is also incredibly easy for UMD to run away with this. It is still either team's game, and as we see the picks, we see Whistle Stop from UMD and Bowser's Castle from UCSD.
Okay, Bowser's Castle taking advantage of those top 2 spots, plus the bottom spots. It's easy for them to get shrooms, take a cut without having to deal with so many bumps or drafts in the mid pack. That's the idea. We'll see if they're able to execute on this very first cut, which is so crucial on this track. Let's see what Top Up Air is able to do here.
As we go into the beginning of this bicycle, so this top two, they have to make sure they know who's taking the bottom path, who's taking the rail path.
Oh, a feather is gonna make it really easy. He's gonna be gone in one because he's taking his feather cut. It removes the risk of taking the shortcut, and it saves so much time. Really lucky pull there from Top Hat Bear. But hey, you know, you're in first on Bowser's Castle, it can happen.
Absolutely. And now with this, Top Hat Bear is just going to run away with this track. They are just going to hold on to this first place lead. Like we said, it is so hard to recover from an early time loss on Bowser's Castle. It is so difficult to claw your way back into the top. So Klax is going to have to do everything he can to get back in top. But he's got these reds just stopping him in his tracks right in front of him. He has to respect it here. He's got no way to defend himself. We'll see Wallabies with these bananas.
Do not be that aggressive when your opponent has triple red shells. Does he be able to hit this cut? Looks like he's able to. Oh no!
He whips.
But he panic shrooms. That's really bad. It's gonna lose a lot of time. Best option there is to hold your shroom and just get it respawn as quick as possible. Gold mushroom here is gonna save some time here. Here's a nice ready golden spot. You can take both cuts here. That's right there. But oh my god! Wait, what happened in the front?
Two.
What happened?
What happened?
Where did Top Hat Bear go? Was there a blue shell that we missed? Or maybe he failed a cut. He may have failed a cut, I think. I mean, there's 6 shortcuts, no item shortcuts on this track. If you fail any of them, you are in the lava. It is very punishing to run this track if you're not consistent with shortcuts. But again, even if you are consistent, fatigue can start to set in. But a ghost in 3 from Top Hat Bear. If there's a shock in play, this is going to be big. Even if there isn't, it's going to keep him safe, guarantee him a good item, hopefully shrooms, and we'll see what he can do to try and break into the top 2 here from UMD. Pack is so tight right now in these top spots. There's kind of a pack split, but among these top spots, things are so close. He pulls a shroom. He's going to be able to shroom in front of Chris here, I think. Let's see what happens.
That was a fantastic play from Top Hat Bear. He both stole the shroom from second place as well as redded them out.
Hit the trick.
And with that, he's going to hold on to first. I believe that's a 1-3-4 from UCSD.
And that's amazing driving from Top Hat Bear. Getting that first place over second, that's a 6-point swing. That's almost UMB's entire gain going into this race. And that's a 1-3-4-6-8 from UCSD. Really nice race. It's going to take back the advantage. They are now up by 6. We have 5 more. Wait, we only have 4 more races. Oh boy. Yeah, and really nice play there from Top Hat Bear. That is exactly what UCSD needs. He's being the leader, he's being the captain, he's being the GOAT, the clutch player for UCSD.
I am on the edge of my seat right now, Panda. We are at the final 4 races of Collegiate Karting League Division 1 Finals, and it is still anyone's game. This has been so close back and forth. We are seeing UCSD opt for Toad's Factory once again.
It's had some success in the past, but of course it's a very chaotic track. I don't know. I mean, I guess they feel like they can excel on this track. Maybe going for Wario Shipyard. So either they think that they're going to be better on that track, or there's really comfortable with it. And that's where we're going, is Wario's Shipyard. As we enter the final 4 races, every race matters. If there's a big race either way, that could settle it. It's going to be hard to come back if you can allow the other team to get a big gain. So, yes, every spot matters as we enter this last Grand Prix.
Absolutely. And Top Hat Bear here in first, going to look to hold on to his lead here on Wario Shipyard. Getting that item, getting that miss pretty cleanly, but unfortunately not good enough. Going to lose almost all of his spots instantly, going down from first immediately to 11. But this pack is so tight, anything can happen still. You see Clocks here in fourth, going for the rail path, going for the cup, but not getting an item now. And whiffing the tree, unfortunately, going to be forced to go around the shroom cut. He's going to fall down into 6th place here. Passing Wallabies.
I think that is Zach in first place for UCSD. If he's able to keep up some good lines, hit the NISC, the remaining 2 laps, he's going to be able to break away for UCSD. Let's see what Maryland can do to try and stop him from doing that. They are right on his tail. And Astro is there complicating things for UCSD.
Absolutely. And as we go into lap 2, Clax getting a little bit of a rough miss here, but able to hold on to a high spot here in 6th. Sham now his teammate right next to him, but no disruptive items. We do see Matt hitting a horn, I think hitting someone out from UCSD. But Top Hat Bear dodges. That was almost assuredly a UCSD shot, and he has shot his way back up to the tops.
Yes, he has. He's now in first with 3 mushrooms. Zach's right behind him, able to protect him. A bomb is thrown up, but it looks like it misses.
And we are seeing quite a lot of red in the bottom. We do see the blue shell come out. But Top Hat Bear, he's got these shrooms. He can dodge. It doesn't matter. Top Hat Bear's going to hold on to this first. But UMD starting to claw their way back up into these top spots. They have made their way back from the bottoms, from the mid pack.
Oh boy.
The bomb hitting Top Hat Bear, but Top Hat Bear able to hold on to the top spot.
Who threw that bomb? Was that Claxton? Who's in 3? Look behind you, please. I gotta compensate Top Hat Bear. Help me out. I can't see his name. Alright, well. That bomb definitely makes things a lot harder, but Top Hat Bear able to use that mushroom to recover. Stays in first place.
He's still got a mushroom for the shroom cut, so he is going to keep this lead. But we just see Clax in this start in 5th. He is going to start causing some chaos. He's still got shrooms for the ending. He could very easily gain a lot of spots back, but Top Hat Bear is all alone in 1. We do see the bomb come out. Bomb almost hitting.
Up in the bill. It's a race to the finish. This pack is so tight. Anything could happen. You have to stay alive.
While Luis getting put through the ringer by Clax,
goodness.
but he's able to survive. Getting 6th and Waluis in 5th. But we do see that one from Top Hat Bear. I believe this is going to be a game for UCSD. It's a top 4 from UCSD.
Top 4 9. That's massive. That's massive from UCSD. They're going to, that's a plus 20. 26-point lead for UCSD. Only 3 races remaining. They just have to hold on. They cannot allow UMD. Uh-oh. DC from, it's like.
Did the room just crash?
Oh, yeah. I believe. Oh yeah, it's just Claxton in that DC. Looks like, but hopefully he's able to get in for this next race for Maryland. They really need him. He's been one of the best players, and he does. Perfect. Okay, well, like I was saying, 26-point lead, 3 races to go. Maryland has to get good races from here on out. They cannot allow another race like that from UCSD, or it could seal the deal. They have to be able to make something happen here when it matters most. That is where legends are born. Let's see, and Claxton and the rest of Maryland has what it takes to narrow this lead and recreate the magic that they were able to do in Game 1.
And it's looking like we're going to go to Acorn Heights, almost assuredly UMD's pick here. They are looking for a massive race here to stop UCSD in their tracks. We are at 3 races left, and the score lead is at the highest it's been, I believe, this entire war. No, it hasn't. We've had a 30-point deficit.
Yes.
Math is hard. Anyway.
Math is hard.
Acorn Heights. Fantastic track. Very technical track. It's going to be interesting to see how both these teams play. We do see Top Hat Bear opting to go for these coins early on. Definitely a smart choice.
Yes, staying away from the chaos of that first turn. You especially don't want to team kill your teammates in that top 4 by accidentally pulling a trail item and hitting them out before you can do anything about it. So yeah, wise choice from Top Hat Bear there. However, it is going to cost him some time. So we'll see if that decision pays off. He does hit the Nisk. Very nice work. Zach's up there too, but Chris is able to get in first place with the Shroom. He's going to be controlling that rail. But Claxton's able to bump him off.
And Clax has a Ghost in 1.
The Ghost in 1 is so strong because no one can do anything about it. You can dodge chop, you can dodge a blue, you can dodge a red. And
there's the blue.
Dodge a blue right here. Boom. And he's guaranteed a mushroom because he's in first place. That is so strong.
And now Clax is just going to run away with this here.
He's backing
that green on the rail.
I think it connected. So, yeah, Claxton's just going to create space for himself. He hits in this so he can save his mushroom. Now, it doesn't protect from a red shell. So, ideally, another Maryland teammate is able to help him out here. So that second place is not able to pull red shells and kill him. It looks like second place is just Top Hat Bear with a Rang, which does not have that much range.
Yeah, the boomerang nerf here definitely hurting Top Hat Bear a little bit. He is also going to be able to back as if he wants, but he hits the horn onto, I believe that was Chris. And now he's going to hold on to the second place spot, and he pulls another horn.
That's not what you want to see.
Unfortunately, not what he needs
shells.
to take out Plax.
Yeah, I wonder why he chose to slam the horn instead of waiting to potentially horn Chris off the glider. Maybe it was just a quick trigger.
But another blue!
Another blue comes out. That's going to reach Claxton before the finish line. But did he have the shroom? I think he had the shroom to get rid of it. Yes.
Oh my goodness, Top Hat Bear
boy.
getting hit on the line, going to go down to third. And it's looking like a lot of UCSD in the back here. UMD having a phenomenal race here, getting that top two.
And that kill on the line, that's a 4-point swing. Every point matters. Bottom three from USCSD, and Maryland's right back in it. It's only 4 points. Oh my goodness, 4 points separating UCSD from UMD right now. I can't deal with this anymore. There's only 2 races left.
We are seeing almost the exact same situation we saw in match 2, except the tables have turned. It is UCSD in the lead instead of UMD, and this is going to come down to these final 2 races.
Yes, track picks are going to become very important. You have to just be able to play your best game no matter where you end up going. But yeah, UCSD sticking with Toad's Factory. They are very comfortable, clearly, on that track. They feel like they have the advantage there. They're just going to stick with their guns, play their game. We'll see what Maryland picks.
Maryland is opting for Warrior Stadium. I believe that's the first time we're seeing that in this entire 3-game series.
We absolutely have not seen it yet, but we are going to Toad's Factory. We have seen this a couple times, you know, just a couple. And yeah, really, again, it's anyone's game. I mean, if there's a shock on this track, it can be devastating because of how tight the second half of the lap is. It's very easy to get in a Mega Mushroom, get in a Star, get in a Bullet Bill, hit out people after you dodge the shock. It's like a secondary damage kind of thing. So it can be really strong if you're able to pull that shock. So, but once again, top presence is the name of the game. And Top Hat Bear clearly understands the assignment, pulling triple greens and instantly trying to be aggressive, hit out to UMD players, but there's a lot of lag. Unfortunately for him, to stay alive.
He's unable to get them enemies, unable to protect Zach in first, and now UCSD back in 2-3. Top Hat Bear unable to get a drift going, unfortunately having to take this ride, but he does get those coins, which is going to help a little bit, but he does get hit out by that star. And there's a star from Astra as well, and he is down into 11th. He is going to want to try to pull those power items and potentially even the shot for UCSD. UCSD getting hit out first, Plax now in 1!
Maryland is letting UCSD get all of these boxes in the bottom. They are giving away shock rods for free. I don't know if I agree with that decision. Maybe it's not a conscious decision. They need to be communicating more, rotating back there. Otherwise, UCSD can pull a devastating shock late in the race here. You really have to be careful about this sort of thing, especially if the top spots are not able to break away, which clearly they are not. Pack is so tight right now.
Plax also getting team killed by a star and now unable to do a whole lot. He is going to get this double end box and he pulls a golden, which is going to allow him to keep his spot in the mid pack. And we do see a lot of UMD in the front, but again, UCSD has been in the back for so long, they almost surely have shock at this point. And if they don't, this is going to be quite the uphill battle for UCSD here on Toad's Factory.
Never say never, but shock, it's very fickle, hard to rely on. UCSD is going to have to make something happen here. Maryland is still in 1. It looks like they have people up there too. And Claxton's going to be forced to hold this blue shell, and he's going to kill it out. Top there with the bill in 5 though. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Into the cut. He's going to be in the bill for the rest of the race.
He holds on to it until the cut. Such a risky move, but it's going to pay off, and they are going to get to the end. He dodges the shock at the last second.
But it was a Maryland shock. It was a Maryland shock. What happened? What happened behind him?
There's so much red in the back. UCSD getting 2, 5 through 7, 9, 10. That's
a very even race. I think
it was a -2 for UCSD. This is going to come down to the final race. They only have a 2-point lead.
Oh my goodness. 2-point lead going into the final race. It's all coming down to race 36. These players have played 3 hours of Mario Kart, and it's all led up to being dead tied. A 2-point game. A 2-point game going into race 12. It all comes down to this. 2 minutes, maybe a little more if you pick Rainbow Road. Please, please, Top Hat Bear, I'm sending you the brainwaves. Pick Rainbow Road. It'd be funny.
Oh, he's going
Anyways,
around.
it all
Going
comes
around
down
the
to
map.
this. He's hovering around it. Please. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do
What
it.
are they picking? I don't know.
Mario Bros.
They're going for
Circuit.
Mario
Okay.
Bros. Circuit.
Okay. And Sky High Sunday. All right. 2 excellent tracks. No team gonna have a real advantage here. And we're going
We
to
are
Sky
going
High
to Sky
Sunday
High Sunday
to
end
end things off. Yeah. Oh boy. This is gonna, if there's a shock that is pulled, that could decide it. But otherwise, you have to be able to get in the front and stay there. This is what Claxton and Top Hat Bear have been doing this whole night. Let's see which of them two can come out on top.
Absolutely, it is do or die for both of these teams. One team will finish this race a champion, the other the runner-up in Division 1 finals here in Collegiate Karting League. Top Hat Bear getting hit out by a green, getting trailed. He is still in 10th. He is not having much luck getting up into these front spots. He is burning his streams. He is trying to do what he can to get up in the front early, and he is going to have to continue to do what he can. He's going to hold on to the stream, supposedly, or I'm assuming, for the cut lap too. If he's going to get that second box, he's going to get head bounce here.
That's fine
Oh
though.
my
He's able to
goodness.
stick it. He pulls out
And he
triple
hits out
red.
Clax!
He hits out Claxton. Amazing play there from Top Hat Bear.
And he hits someone else out.
It's going to be
Unless that
difficult
was
for these
lag.
top spots to break away. There's so many coins on the track. You cannot establish a coin advantage in the front because there are coins everywhere. It's so easy to get them, to get a lot of coins, increase your top speed, and then make a play for the front. Claxton's already back into first place despite those red shells from Top Hat Bear. Let's see, he pulls a feather. That is not good defense. If there's a red shell behind him, he can get redded off. There's nothing to do. The feather is terrible on this track.
This is coming down to the absolute wire as we go into the final lap. Clax here with the feather in one. Again, like you said, not much he can do with this. He does not have the defense. He does have his teammate Luffy
He has
behind
Luffy
him.
behind him, and Maryland's all in the front. What's going to happen? Lap 3, final lap. This is where champions are born. Let's see what happens.
Clax
Cruising two.
holding on to
That's
he trails out Astro, but he gets iced.
No, no. It was lag.
Astro still
stays
you
alive.
see a lot of
He won.
UCSD.
Astro stays in 1. It's neck and neck. Is this one gonna come out? Pop the horn, Clax.
Oh, but
There you
Clax in the ghost.
But he's in a ghost. Didn't see. And there's a shot from Top Hat Bear. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Please crushed by Chris. Let's see if the shot can do anything. If he's gonna hold it.
He
He's
may
just
just
gonna
hold
hold it.
this.
He's just gonna hold it. He pops it last second. What happened? Who won?
This. Oh
I
my
think-
goodness,
I think
I'm on
Astro
the
got
edge of my
one.
seat.
Astro got 1.
But that last is not going to help them. And we are seeing,
One
I
point
believe
six.
that's a UCSD
win.
win.
UCSD's won. They've won
6
by 6.
points.
For the final race, they've won. UCSD.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
celebrating. Oh my god. Oh my god, 6 points. The Division 1 champions, UC San Diego, Koopa Triton Beach. They've done it. Oh, flexing the Albion, the jersey. Oh my goodness. I don't believe. I don't believe UCSD has won an amazing war. They lost the first game by a lot. And then they were able to come back, win game 2 on the last race, and barely hold off UMD for a 6-point win. And they are the Division 1 champions, the best collegiate Mario Kart team in all of CKL.
This
I think
was the pinnacle of collegiate karting that we have seen. An amazing 3 matches. And like you said, you know, UMD took game 1 so convincingly, and then UCSD crawled their way to game 3, bringing it back in the final moments, and then held on for dear life to win the series. Fantastically played by both teams.
yeah,
UCSD
Astra,
are your D1 champions.
and I think we're going to get an interview with Top Hat Bear himself. And also, I want to shout out Astra. Clutch performance on that last race. If he did not get first place, UCSD would have lost. that getting first versus second is a 6-point swing. Welcome, Top Hat Bear.
Oh,
Champion.
hello.
Champion of Blizzard Mario Kart.
Hello.
How does it feel?
How's it going? Oh my god. How are you guys doing? Because I can't imagine casting that's easy. Like...
Dude, I'm dehydrated right now. You've really done it to
Get
me.
some water. Get some water, boss.
There's no water near me. I can't.
Oh, drink up well after it's done. I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight. Like actually, what the fuck? My team's so good. Like, I don't know how to put into words how fucking good they were. We had a tight semifinal scare against UF. It was really, really close. Came down to the wire, and they were like, "Wait, like shit, we need to darn it, shoot, we need to grind." And just the past like 3 days, there's been like we've probably posted 50 times in the time trial challenge as a team, time trial channel as a team. It's been outrageous. My team's so bloody good.
I mean, truly an amazing performance all around. I mean, it looks like early in game 1, like it was not going well. You were taking big losses. You were not able to claw your way back. And it looked like from the cast, it looked like you were, the nerves were kind of getting to you a little bit.
I was struggling, man. I was struggling. It was not pretty. I wish game 1 wasn't on camera. Only thing about it being on camera that makes it good is because we came back. But,
oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
What do you think was the key to victory there? How did you manage to turn it around?
Trusting my team. You know, I realized in game 1, like, I'm not playing great. We're still getting good races. We're still keeping it close. It's, you know, a couple moments of errors, you know, because my team is so damn good. And I just need to lock in. And I need to do what Zach and Astra and Lemon and Wall and Grim and Zara are all doing and just, you know, provide that support they've provided me. And I ended up doing that. Especially in game 3. I came alive. I won for game 3s. But
Yeah, I mean,
even I have to come in here. Those were crazy 3 matches. Like that's genuinely wild. I'm genuinely surprised how close you kept it the entire time during match 3. That was wild.
Yeah, we almost started celebrating after Toad's factor. We were like, wait, no, like it's just, you know, like these guys are too good. We can't get them out ever. And right away, Acorn Height, fantastic race from them, and it was like, okay, there's 2 points now.
Truly, I mean,
we just.
I've never seen a war that close, ever. I mean, incredible resilience from both teams. I guess, do you have anything else you want to add?
Up the baggies, Colin West Brom. I don't know if you guys saw me turn my face cam at the end.
Oh, we did. I left it on your stream. I left it on your stream for
West
a little bit.
Bromwich Albion, love of my life. Just this past week, actually. I just need to shout them out. They had a points deduction. They stayed up in the English football team. You can get relegated. They got relegated. They were like, we got enough points to stay up, so we didn't go down to the 3rd tier. But then the EFL made up a new rule, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking about, like, I'm not trying to put a political statement about whatever just happened. But the EFL made a new rule, middle of the season, and deduct us points after we stayed up. And then they were like, wait, and my team put out a tweet just saying, we're going to settle this on the pitch. And just like the Albion, we settled this on the fucking pitch. And what? I just won again. God darn it. I was so good at Castro. I was just a little too excited.
I mean, obviously, like with a kind of similar situation there with a lot of drama regarding whether your team was even allowed to compete in playoffs. I mean, it's truly an incredible story.
I mean,
yeah, I understand that, but
it happened. It's very funny. West Brom went through the same thing this week, but they stayed up yesterday morning. They tied the 3rd best team in the league, 2nd best team in the league, and stayed up for the 2nd time in a week, and that just gave me inspiration to play.
That's amazing. I truly admire like how you're able to hang in there and really leave it all out there and come away with the victory. So yeah, just congratulations on winning CKL Division 1. Yeah, massive congratulations.
We're the first ever solo school to do it in both games. FIU, they've won it twice, but they won it as a merger. But whether you consider us a merger or not, if you do, if you don't, we're the first ever solo school to win both. And hopefully we can keep going. Hopefully we can somehow find people next season, because we're losing a lot of the alumni. Astra just re-signed. He's going to grad school at UCSD. I've got 2 more quarters. I'm almost done. Grim's going to be back. I think Lemon's going to be back. We'll have to rebuild, but I think we can do it.
All right, well, I wish you good luck with that. Well, on that note, I think we're going to cap off the stream. Congratulations to UCSD and to Maryland for a very well-fought match, and on coming up second place in Division 1. Really great accomplishment.
Maryland were fantastic. Like, they're so damn good. Like, I know they're losing a couple of their players next season, but they still have their core 4. They are going to be so scary next season. Like, looking forward to next season, they will be up there again. And I think this is just going to motivate them. I would not be surprised if we saw Maryland just full dominate, like wire to wire, plus 100 every single war. They're so good. Like, it's unbelievable. I can't sing their praises enough. Matt, Claxton especially, have been grinding so much in the past week. So seriously, props to them.
Yes, we saw a heroic effort from really every player involved. So, thank you all for watching tonight. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Thank you to our wonderful stream host, Milkshake. Everyone say thank you, Milkshake, in the chat. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Tune in next time for next season for some more CKL Primetime. And have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night, guys.